For the Dolphins and the Colts, all you can eat, all you can drink, and you will love it. I promise you that. Aaron May, the celebrity chef, has the preparations, and the Bullseye Event Center is awesome. You got DJ Skids, you got DJ Indiana Jones. They will entertain. I'll be doing a radio show. Your best game day experience is being a part of this. The Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration for the Dolphins and the Colts. Get your passes now. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
For car repair done by professional mechanics who are trained, trusted, and top of the line, go to the place Indy has trusted for over 40 years. CarX, with an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Right now at CarX, you can get a conventional oil change for only $22.99. That's a conventional oil change for just $22.99 for a limited time only, and only at your neighborhood CarX.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Who is planning to bet on the Colts game this weekend? We got to talk about it.
This is Frank Ignatius with Bet Indiana. Join us this Thursday at 7 on 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. The Pacers' road trip ends in Brooklyn with the Nets. Tomorrow night at 7. On 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
What in the hell do you think you are doing?
Hey, John Boy.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get late.
Kick is up, and it is long enough, and it is good! Adam Vinatieri, at age 45, drills one from 57 yards out.
Was kept alive by Oladipo, and Sabonis with a left hand.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
We're busy today. Let's get started. World Series game number 6 later on tonight. You can hear that following trackside right here. 8 o'clock for game number 6. We'll see if Justin Verlander can get off the World Series snide and then push the Astros into their second in 3 years. We'll see if the Nats can hang on. Who out there would like to see every game won by the road team, right? That would be kind of fun. Who out there would like to see any game won by the local NBA squad? Anybody? Let me see a show of hands here. They're going to do that? Hey, when I said that the first 9 games of the season were important to get off to a great start, I absolutely meant it, but I didn't mean for the local squad to go all George Costanza on us and just trying to do themselves in a variety of ways. I mean, hell, even when you guard somebody, you can't execute enough to get it done late. And while I realize it's game 3 of a long-ass season, it has been dreadful to watch. I mean, it really has. I mean, even when they gave you a moment to feel good, they still took it away by just some of the most ridiculous execution and play calling. I'm assuming the fadeaway 3, falling out of bounds to your left from TJ Warren. I know there wasn't a lot of time there, but is that what you draw up there? Is that what we're looking for? And, TJ kind of lost his mind a little bit there at the end. I don't know. And Malcolm Brogdon missed a couple of wide-open threes, and Kyle and I were discussing that a little bit earlier, that somebody that's a good shooter normally makes. He was just 5 of 17, 1 of 6 from distance, and 15 points. But it is a mess right now. How many teams got an 0 for working? 3 in the NBA? Two other ones in the Pacers, I think, right now. And last night wasn't any good at all. I guess they did D up. They gave up 33 in the first quarter, and I tweeted out, can you just guard anybody? Anybody. Guard anybody. And I guess they did for the rest. 19 and 18 in the third quarter, you would take that, but then your offense has got to come correct, and hell, they only scored 18 themselves in the third quarter. How about that? What'd you get? You get 37 points scored by both teams in the third quarter. That's some downright fantastic basketball right there. The Pacers bench continues to be an issue. The fact that they really don't play very much, I don't know if that's the deal or what, or if it's just bad, but I'm assuming that 18 points is probably not going to get it done. Then you look on the other bench, and then you see some dude named Christian Wood that throws in 19. He outscored the Pacers bench by himself by 1. You can't stop Derrick Rose when you need to stop. That's a problem. And Andre Drummond went off, but he didn't go off. 18 and 18 is like, hey, way to go. Way to go. I know I feel so negative, and I don't want to come off being this negative. I know it's early, but I'm just about over it after 3 games. At some point, find something. I mean, is it all on Vic? It's all about Vic? That much about Vic. Yeah, we got so used to in the first half of last year, didn't we? This team was winning on the road, winning games on the road without Vic. And the second half of the season, they couldn't do a damn thing on the road, and that's just kind of carried over, even though that basically a majority of the faces have changed. I talked about this yesterday. They missed Thaddeus Young like nobody's business. Sorry. I know some suggest they can't shoot, and I'm not at all telling you that your suggestion is inaccurate, but they missed Thaddeus Young defensively. He was huge with this team. And what did he get, $43 million, about 3 years to go to Chicago? He was huge for this team, and you kind of have missed that at the beginning. I don't know if this is something that's going to hold on. I mean, certainly at some point they begin to get together. I mean, there are a lot of excuses you can make right now, and I'm probably going to fall into the path of making them early in the season, whatever. But they have lost 3 games in some ugly ways. And last night you thought they were going to steal one on the road, and they did themselves in. The lack of execution, and then letting Derrick Rose just get to the rim on them like that. And that was over Miles. I think a couple of Derrick Rose likes going at Miles and throwing floaters over the top of him. Sabonis goes for 21 and 14. TJ Warren on 9 of 22 from the floor had 19. Kind of lost his mind a lot there at the end. Miles went for 16 and 5 on 7 of 11. And 1 of 3 from distance. Yeah, 3-point shooting wasn't anything to write home about. 28% for the game, 6 of 21. Justin Holiday was probably the best at doing it. And that's the Holiday nobody thought was going to be getting a lot of bench time. You felt that maybe he was a roster filler or a throw-in later on in the summertime, and now he's playing, and his little brother's riding the pine. A little DNP coach's decision. Yeah, at some point, some of these bench guys are going to have to play. I mean, having guys 39, 38, 39, and 35. And I know Jeremy Lamb didn't play last night. That's a lot of minutes to log right there. A lot of minutes, and you're getting absolutely zilch from your bench. Goga was the DNP coach's decision. So TJ Leaf, another first-round pick of the past, had 6 points, 12 minutes to play. So you got Leaf, you got Holiday, and you got Goga, and you got out of that 6 those first round, you got 6 points, and 2 dudes that didn't get off the pine. Oh, I feel like I'm way too negative. Way too negative on a Tuesday. We'll see if this squad can get win number 1 of the season coming up tomorrow night at Brooklyn. And Brooklyn's had some pretty solid moments, too. We'll see. We'll talk about that. Bottom of the hour, Jeremiah Johnson's going to join us, and we'll talk about what has transpired so far. Listen, does it all come down to Vic? I mean, is that how much they need Vic? How much are you going to be able to count on Vic when he does come back? I mean, there's a lot of questions to ask. At some point, if your bench is going to continue to look like this junk, then either Sabonis or Turner are going to have to go to it. Sabonis is going to have to go back to it. Somebody's going to have to hit it. Because you got to get some production. 18 points. 18 points. Yeah, McDermott gave you a big goose egg. It's been ugly so far. Listen, normally I would not tell you to start freaking out, but 0-3 in the way that it's gone down, it's been pretty ugly. It has. I mean, there's really What do you point to and go, hey, you know what? That's been really consistently good. Or let me go Apollo 13 on you. When they ask, when Ed Harris's character, Gene Kranz, the flight director, and they ask, hey, what's on the ship that's good? What's been good so far here? What's good? Anybody? Brogdon? Brogdon has been good. I mean, certainly even last night where it wasn't a good night for Malcolm Brogdon, you would take what he has done so far. I think that's without question. So he's been good. Anybody else been good? I mean, Sabonis has had a moment. You know, Turner's had a moment, but they've both been, beaten up defensively. If you want to go back to Cleveland, if you want to go on night number 1 a week ago tomorrow night versus Detroit, you got to keep in mind as well, they played Detroit, and Detroit didn't even have Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin gave them a year ago 24 points per game when he was healthy enough to participate, even without it. So we'll talk about that and get JJ on here at the bottom of the hour and talk with you if you guys on 239-1070. That's fine, too. JJ, bottom of the hour. Chris Hagan. Chris Hagan, he called me today. I had no idea. No idea. So Chris Hagan calls me today and goes, hey, man, did you see I dropped in a poll? And I was just kind of, thinking, what people might believe regarding Brissett and Luck. And as you know, I haven't gone back to the whole Andrew Luck stuff because we've been focused on this team, what this team has accomplished so far. And I think that Jacoby has been good. That hadn't been much of an issue. And frankly, I think like a lot of folks around here, regarding Luck, I was worn out. I was worn to the nub. I mean, there was always every stinking day for how many years. There was always something. And to me, it has been incredibly refreshing. It's not even so much. I'm glad that Brissett has done what he has done so far. But I didn't want to go back and talk about Luck because I was sick of it. And I know that you guys were sick of it. And I'm talking about before the retirement. I mean, and when he retired 2 weeks before the start of the season, that was different. That was a different level, a different layer, whatever. But, prior to that, there was always this, and this is when he was going to do this, and this is when that was going to happen, and you just got so sick of it that it wore you out. So it's been a breath of fresh air. I mean, it really has. And I don't dislike Andrew. I like Andrew. I thought Andrew was really good. But I am fine with moving on, and I think Jacoby has done a fantastic job under center for the Colts, and Andrew Luck would say the same damn thing if he would ever like talking to a microphone again. Ever. Or on a phone. Ever. So Hagan decided, I didn't even know it because I wasn't paying attention to it, but he put out a poll on if 12 would come back right now, who would you want to be under center? And then all hell broke loose on Hagan. And I do. I understand. I understand both sides. And Hagan's my longtime friend, and I like him as much as I like anybody. And I will defend him. I mean, when you get, nearly 7,000 people throwing in their votes, I mean, and it's as close as what I saw in his particular tweet, then, I mean, it's worthy. It's a worthy question to ask. It is also a very polarizing question to ask, and I can understand a lot of you saying, well, go ahead and move on, because I'm with you. I mean, I have, and I feel good about it because that topic absolutely wore me out. But there was nothing wrong with Hagan dropping that in there, and I know Hagan well enough. He's not trying to be a rabble-rouser. He's not trying to stir anything up. He's not trying to get clicks or any of that BS. I mean, he just thought it was a valid question and put it out there, and it kind of exploded a little bit on him. No need to call my man names, though. God. I didn't even know it was that big of a deal. I thought, yeah, whatever. But I'm going to have Hagan on here. I'm not going to rough him up at all, but I think we're going to talk about this and have some fun with it. But he called me earlier today. Man, have you seen this? I said, no, I haven't. I guess I need to pay more attention. But he was getting ripped. You guys were beating him up over it. Now, Jacoby has been just fine and a breath of fresh air. Really, this team's been a breath of fresh air for the most part because you don't have to deal with that week-to-week stuff. And I think most of us were over it. I think everybody for the most part, but my guy C Money recognizes that Andrew Luck was an incredibly talented dude. But, yeah, moving on is cool. What has transpired with this team is really good for the fan base around here. But on the other side, because of the reaction that Hagan got, it was a justified question. If you wanted to ask it, I was just kind of over it. And good for Chris for asking it. Of course I'm going to defend him. We'll talk to him coming up before the top of the hour, 4 o'clock. Jeff Rabjohn, Speaks.com, is going to join us. He's going to help spell out exactly what the NCAA means in this statement released today about being able now, with athletes in the NCAA taking advantage of their image, profiting from their image. We'll see what it really means, what it doesn't mean, and then even beyond that, because that's something else that wears me out. Like Andrew Luck, NCAA paying crap, Bob Knight stories, and Pete Rose stuff, and worn out. I've been doing this for 15 years by myself, right? For 15 years, and then prior to that, I was on for 5 when Mark did the show on the other station, and there are just some things that I'm kind of worn out. That used to be like the top 5. I'll give you a little Greenberg and Golick back in the day. This would be what they would have called a Mount Rushmore of, hey, we're really bored, let's get people pissed off and get some phone calls so I can sit here with my thumb up my ass. That's exactly the type of topic that each of those became. So I'm going to get Jeff to the way that I read it. It's still dependent upon the values, or at least the values that the NCAA have. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to get Jeff to talk about that coming up after 4. He'll make sense out of it. Really smart dude. He can make sense out of it for absolutely everybody. Like everybody's going, hallelujah. Oh, everything's changing. I don't know what's going to be changing. A little bit, I guess, but I think we could have expected that anyway. Hey, you guys think I could have profited on JMV 88 back in the day on that image? I'm going to tweet out a picture of JMV 88. Think I could have profited on that image with a lisp, a nice southern draw. More power to you. I wish I cared a little bit more, but I don't. God, I just want to watch basketball and football, and I don't care about a lot of this crap. But I do need educated. You do need educated, and we'll bring Rabbi on to educate us all coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Greg Rakestraw is going to be on here, the Colts post-game show host. I saw the coordinators meeting with the media a little bit earlier today. Matt Eberflus was asked about Rock Ya-Sin, and it's the, learn from your mistakes and go back out there type of deal. You hope he doesn't go out there. And, I mean, you're talking about Mason Rudolph, and how should I put this? It is is this fair to say, a rather neutered Pittsburgh Steeler offense, right? I mean, because when we're talking about going back to 2008 and the Colts being 1-5 in 6 games since that point in time, they haven't beaten the Steelers since 2008. When you talk about that, I mean, you were talking about the Roethlisbergers, the Le'Veon Bells, the Antonio Browns, and it doesn't look anything like that right now. Anybody watch that Monday Night Act? I could not bring myself to do it. How many of you knew anybody but Ryan Fitzpatrick playing football for Miami last night? The only redeeming quality of that game from a Dolphin standpoint was that they went back to the old logo, which they should have never left in the first place. I mean, they had the old logo on the helmet, and that was beautiful. But besides Ryan Fitzpatrick, anybody know anybody? You didn't know anybody last night. Nobody. So you had a QB battle of Ryan Fitzpatrick and Mason Rudolph, and that kind of pushed me away from a little Monday Night Football. Steelers get the win. We'll set up week number 9 with the Colts and the Steelers. And again, don't look at this lightly, because the Steelers have been neutered and are not the Steelers of the past, at least the past 1-5 versus the Colts in the last 6. I mean, the Colts, again, can beat anybody. They are that good, but they can also lose to anybody. Now, they can bottom out at times, too. They can lose to anybody. And this organization, even though the names have changed, this organization, they still have the same head coach, and they still have some of those qualities where, you're playing at home, you got a hot team, you're coming off a win. You're trying to catch up with the Ravens in the division, and you can do so because everybody's going to say, oh, well, look at poor Pittsburgh. Look at what they've lost. And everybody's going to concentrate on the calamity that would be the Cleveland Browns so far this season, or the overall goose egg joke that the Bengals are throwing out there. And they're going to be able to go about their way, just try to string together some wins and, trying to beat a good team at home. That's what the Steelers are going to try to do. So, no, you can't take it lightly. And, again, fans know this now. After the Raider game, after the Broncos and what they did defensively, not to take that lightly, especially a team that has had ownership of the Colts in 2008. Absolute ownership. So we'll talk about that with Greg coming up at the bottom of the 4 o'clock hour. And Zach Kiefer of The Athletic in the 5. I don't know if you read this. I read most of it, but not all. And you know me, I don't like to read. Reading might be fundamental, but it's not for me. Watching and listening is very fundamental for me. But I read a lot of what Zach had to write regarding the personal life of Chris Ballard and family, and it was really good. I mean, really good. So you're thinking about all these different situations that arise. We've talked about this in the past, right? We've talked about, head coach, what are you going to do? You hire one, he decides in the 11th hour to bail. Oh, my, everybody's freaking out. We look at this, you look at this as, just huge catastrophe, and how is this going to affect me? And this guy has dealt with so much more than that, and stuff that I kind of was aware of but didn't know fully. It's a really good piece by Zach Kiefer, and we'll dive into that. That and the Colts and more coming up at 5:30 with Zach. So, yeah, we're rather busy here. JMV, while Mason Rudolph pushed you away from Monday Night Football, freaking Testator and Booger make me want to block ESPN on my TV. That doesn't help, man. That does not help. They do not help. Like Joe Testator, and this is not because I have a level of jealousy at all. This is just, this is my thought on it. And he is really good. You say that every time because then people say, well, you're jealous because you're an Indy and you suck. And while all that is true, I love being an Indy and I do embrace sucking. So that's fine. But Joe Testator makes every football. Joe Testator would make you clipping your toenails try to sound great. And every one can't be. Every play can't be. Even, I know that's kind of what you buy right now. Every play, wow, look at him clipping his toenail. I mean, there's always some screaming going on. But he is really good at what he does. That is just something that I have noticed. So I am not jealous. I am not jealous. Yeah, Devontae Parker. Thank you. John P. Raymond. Devontae Parker, everybody. Awesome. Hey, by the way, too, folks in Terre Haute, you talk about some worlds colliding here. So Terre Haute had this thing called the Shy Diesel Festival, and it has been an issue. It's been a party, right? It's been a party. It's been somewhat infamous. It's been a party, but it's been infamous. So it is moving from Terre Haute, and clearly the only logical place for the Shied Diesel Festival and its infamy to move to would be Greene County. It, in 2020, is going to set up shop for this festival in Greene County around Lyons. Oh, my goodness. And see, I was kind of disappointed because we got Live PD. Live PD is rolling cameras over in the TH, and that is just absolute brilliance. That is greatness right there. You imagine what you're going to see? If we had that back in 1991 and 92, I know these guys would have showed up about 5 of my parties. Had to close the door, shut the lights off, and lock the door and act like nobody's there. But the Shy Diesel Festival is moving from Terre Haute, and the only logical location that they could come up with would be Greene County. That makes all the sense in the world. All the sense in the world. All right, 239-1070. It may make sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me why this team has looked so stinking awful so far. Through 3 games, either they're doing it to themselves and letting guys roll over them defensively, or at the end of a game, the lack of execution and just that incredible freak out and the drawing up of plays and all this crap has led to an 0-3 start. What shall we ever do in this lengthy season? Well, we'll check in with Jeremiah Johnson of Fox Sports Indiana and find out what might be going on inside that locker room with preparation for Brooklyn. And the Pacers trying not to go 0-4 this early season coming up tomorrow night. 239-1070, email address, jmv@1070thefan.com. A busy show, Chain Smoker tickets to give away, and JJ is going to join us. Other side next.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Right now, save up to $120 off select sets of tires. Only at your local Big O Tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hey, this is Dan Dockage for Steffi Hadaway Insurance. Did you know Steffi Hadaway sells life insurance? If you're like a lot of people and think you've waited too long or can't afford a life insurance policy, then you should talk to Mike Steffi and his team at Steffi Hadaway Insurance. They represent dozens of life insurance companies who can tailor a life insurance policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call Steffi Hadaway at 317-334-3743 today or shiagency.com.
Tuesdays are the worst. They're all that stands between you and the downhill part of the week. But now they're a lot less worse, because Wing Tuesdays at B-Dubs are buy one, get one free traditional wings. So Monday, you may kick off the week. Wednesday, you may have a cool nickname. Thursday, you might be the almost weekend. But watch your back, because Tuesdays just officially became Wing Tuesdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one traditional wings order and get one of equal value free. Participation and promotional details vary by location. Check in with your favorite Buffalo Wild Wings to learn more about this offer.
Hey, it's JMV, and I'm so excited to have a new partner with the show, Love Heating and Air Conditioning. John and Chris Love and the rest of their team, some of the best people I know, and they're just about ready to celebrate being in business, get this, 100 years. Right now, I want to give you a JMV special since they're a new part of the show. $64.95 will get you a clean and a check on your furnace, and you'll be ready for the cold weather months ahead. At love-hvac.com, ask for the JMV special, Love Heating and Air Conditioning.
At Sport Clips Haircuts, we're on a mission to help our veterans with their education. In 2013, we established the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship Program. With the help of your generous donations, we've raised over $6 million and awarded more than 1,400 scholarships across the country. Visit Sport Clips today and help a hero. And on Veterans Day, November 11th, Sport Clips will donate an additional $1 for every haircut we give. Help us continue this honorable mission.
Okay, it's almost opening time. Got to email over photos of this season's line.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about.
Can't forget about that video conference later.
Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them.
But I did switch to AT&T Internet for Business with integrated broadband and wireless connection, so I've got this.
AT&T Internet for Business is designed for business, with an integrated network that gives you 99.9% reliability, so you can focus on running your business.
Really need to update the website and figure out whatever that was.
And even if the power suddenly goes out, or if a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable line, AT&T Internet Backup automatically has you covered, so your business stays one step ahead.
All right, it's go time.
Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business today and get a $100 AT&T Visa Reward Card. Go to att.com/business internet or call 855-433-5700 to take advantage of this offer today. The AT&T Visa Reward Card is issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted in the United States, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. No cash access. The Bancorp Bank, member FDIC.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Rich did. He called Rhino Shield.
Aluminum siding built in 1961. It also had a lot of stains, and it was white, and we wanted to change the color.
Remember, with Rhino Shield, it's not paint, it's better.
You know, we're told that it's hard to paint aluminum siding and get a good adhesion with regular paint, so Rhino Shield was great.
Now, Central Indiana, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 20% off the regular price.
They came on a Saturday and power washed everything all around the house, And then they came back and did all the work on Monday and Tuesday. And in 2 full days, they worked on a Monday and were completely done by Tuesday.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer's limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Don't paint. Don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With mortgage rates in the 2s, you have choices. Lower your monthly payment, pay off credit cards, buy a new house. Golden Oak Lending has lowered mortgage rates to 2.875.
And that's a fixed rate. This is James Hawkins. If you're struggling with credit card debt, we can help you pay it off at a low rate.
At 2.875, now's the time to fix the house, finish the basement. You have so many choices.
We're easy to work with, and we'll give you a free mortgage checkup right over the phone, so you can find out exactly how much you can save. Or apply online at goldenoaklending.com with our fast Zipline mortgage.
Call our Indy office at 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Our experts will walk you through it all, and if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, FHA 15-year fixed, APR 3.915, 20% equity with approved credit. Regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Did you know that online sports betting is now legal in Indiana? And online sportsbooks have limited time offers available right now, like exclusive bets and deposit match bonuses. At PlayUSA.com, we compare offers from top online sportsbooks so that you can skip the work and get to betting. Go to PlayUSA.com/radio today and choose from thousands of dollars in bonuses, all of them reviewed and rated. Don't bet without your bonus. Visit PlayUSA.com/radio now. 21 and over, Indiana customers only. All gamblers bet at their own risk. Winning is not guaranteed. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-GAMBLER for resources and to learn more.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Reinhardt Heating and Cooling? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
The Ride with JMV.
Can I buy you guys a drink? Guess not.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Shout out to Warren Amos at JMV 1070 on Twitter. Says, I assume you're talking about Wagler Sports Park around Lyons. I have customers that have oil production there. Small world. I'm listening from Southern Illinois. Since Warren just tweeted at me from Southern Illinois, there's a re-entry with Revis right there and Caught in the Rain. They're from Southern Illinois. Carbondale. Yeah, that's we were talking about the Scheid Diesel Festival moving from Terre Haute and the only logical place. And there, look up Scheid Diesel Festival and be careful what you look up, though, when you do look it up. Like, don't look up Bottle Girl, all right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Or if you do it, don't blame me for it. But it is moving to the only logical place to keep it in order would be Greene County. It's Lyons. Lyons of Marco, baby. The former home of Tony Patterson, Jeff Oliphant, Chad Grounds, and the greatness that was the L&M Braves back in the day. It's logical. Hagan coming up to explain himself in a couple of minutes, so sit tight for that on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Jeremiah Johnson, Fox Sports Indiana, is going to help us explain, I'm assuming, live from Brooklyn, New York, what in the world has transpired through the first 3 games of the season. JJ, do you have the answers?
No, I want to hear about Hagan's Twitter poll, his explanation. Can you loop me back in when he joins you?
He said he was not trying to stir up some blank here. He said he thought it was just asking the folks out there, hey, what would you rather have right now? What do you think?
Well, I have a guess that maybe he had a producer say we need some content on a Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon, so how about you post this poll and we can make something out of it? But
I got you.
We'll have to see what happens.
I got you. By the way, the Scheid Diesel Fest is not a fest. It's an extravaganza. My bad. Did you ever do that? When you were in Terre Haute, did you ever attend that?
No, I was there for 3 years, and I don't recall going there. I tried to live like a Hoshian when I was there, but I don't recall the Diesel Fest.
Well, that's living like a Hoshian, I think, would be dropping by that thing back in the day, for sure.
All right, well, I delayed the question just a little bit, but I guess I'll get right to it. It's been a tough week for the Pacers. They're practicing this afternoon in Brooklyn, and I guess trying to kind of figure things out a little bit. It's just the second half against Detroit was a little bit more of what we expected, but the first 2.5 games were nowhere near, I think, what anybody thought this team could do. So it's 3 games. There are still 78 to go, but they have a lot to work on right now.
Yeah, what's their biggest issue? Where do you start? To me, it's defensively. And then, to me, secondarily, you talk about a bench that's giving you zilch right now.
Yeah, I think that their big four in terms of scoring of Miles and Domas and T.J. Warren and Malcolm Brogdon, they've done pretty good in the scoring department, but they've not gotten any help. And so you're a little concerned when they've done so well in terms of point production that you haven't won any of those games. And what if any of them have off nights? You're not getting anything from anyone else. I think Justin Holiday and Edmund Sumner had a 10-point game in Cleveland, I think, and no one else has had more than 10 if you take those 4 out of the equation. If your biggest concern is defense, I guess it's the one thing that I would be most optimistic about seeing improvement in, because the second half against the Pistons, we saw a little bit more of that Pacers defense. They really locked down. I saw T.J. Warren. I saw pressure, outside the three-point arc. They were forcing turnovers, and they were really getting rebounds. I mean, the Pistons only had 2 offensive rebounds in the second half. So if that's the biggest concern, I did see a step in the right direction. I think offensively there's just still some awkwardness and some clumsiness at times in terms of floor spacing, and we talked all last year, probably the year before that, about the three-point shot has to be a little bit more of a weapon and something you rely on, and they're just not really. It's not a big part of the game right now, and it's a big part of the NBA, but it's not part of the Pacers NBA.
So Jeremiah Johnson, Fox Sports Indiana's in Brooklyn for the game coming up tomorrow night, Game 4 of the season for the Pacers and the Brooklyn Nets. Is there going to be a point in time, if this bench production remains around where it is, that we're going to have to think about putting Sabonis back there, or at least have the theory around here that Sabonis needs to come off the pine again?
Well, I think you'll see some lineup staggering as we move forward, in that Domantas Sabonis is a starter, but you're never going to be able to count his scoring as bench scoring if he starts the game. But I think he's going to play with that second unit a lot, especially in the second quarter. So, you can't just look at a box score when the game's over and say, look at the bench scoring, look at the other team's bench scoring, because I do think you're going to see some mixing and some matching to where you either have Sabonis or Miles on the court at all times. They have to be able to play together to start and to finish, but maybe in the interim there aren't as many times where they're on the court at the same time. And so if you do that, then I think you've got an advantage at center offensively most of the time, and you're not having as much of Sabonis trying to run around and guard stretch four. So I think you're onto something with that. I think if Jeremy Lamb comes back as well, either he or T.J. Warren could play a little bit with the bench unit. So, it may never be – they may be the lowest scoring bench, quote-unquote, bench scoring at the end of the season, but if you're staggering your lineups and your combinations, and as long as you're getting quality production when not the starting 5 is on the court and some backups are playing, then you're going to have an improvement. But so far, just not enough production from anyone outside of Warren, Sabonis, Turner, and Brogdon through 3 games.
Yeah, it's pretty frightening. JJ's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Malcolm Brogdon had a couple of opportunities last night, and Kyle and I were talking about this during the break. Couple of the threes that you would expect him at least probably knocking down one of those, given those circumstances. But it was a discombobulated in-game situation for real last night.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and just look at that final play with 2 seconds left, there were, I think, 3 options. It was either T.J. Warren coming off the screen, and that was the pass that Justin Holiday made. But if you wait a second, it looked like Brogdon was able to pop to the top of the key. He would have been open. And if that's not open, then Sabonis could have been open on the post. So everyone will point to, T.J. Warren coming off the screen, maybe fading away, and that's not the best look you could get. But Coach McMillan can't decide where the ball is passed and who gets it. All he can do is try to create a few different options. There were some options. Prior to that, there's really no excuse for getting that offensive rebound and having T.J. Warren throw that up with, 6 or 8 seconds left. I think that was obviously a mistake. And, when you have a 4-point lead and Luke Kennard hits a three-pointer that bounces around 4 or 5 times, that's basically the difference. I mean, I hate not to make an excuse, but if that doesn't go in, hey, Zach Lowe walking by me on the street. If that doesn't go in, then it's maybe a different outcome. But they're 0-3. They've had some problems in late game situations, but they did play better in the second half. But you're right. discombobulated a little bit at the end.
Yeah, I think heavily discombobulated. JJ, say hello to Zach Lowe for us walking down the streets of Brooklyn right now. So
yeah, maybe he's there to check out the end of Pacers practice. I know Zach Lowe predicted that the Pacers would potentially miss the playoffs.
He's probably patting himself on the back as he walks by you right now. Yeah. You know what's weird? What was weird about last night, and obviously I always end up talking about Miles in some form or fashion. Miles had 5 rebounds, and you'd like to see him have more. I think he's rebounded well so far this year, at least for what we have seen in the past. All 5 of his boards last night were offensive. If you were going to tell me Miles has 5 offensive boards, I would say that you're in for a huge night. It's just weird how all that went down last night.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't realize he didn't have any defensive rebounds until after the game and kind of scanning the box score. But when you have 13 offensive rebounds against a team like Detroit, then you think that you get a win. And when you're able to force 19 turnovers, 23 points off turnovers, and you only commit 8, you think you're doing the right things. And before the end-game situations, there were so many shots, and I even point this to Bonus. I think he made his first 4 shots. And then after that, there were about 5 different times that he had a layup or a 6 to 8 foot shot that just kind of hung on the rim and fell off. And so it really felt like when they were up 4, they could have been up 14 to 15 points. It's just one of those nights. And if the Pacers are 1-2 right now, I don't think anybody's happy. But there are a lot of teams in the East that are 1-2, and there's only one that is 0-3. So that was just a tough one to take, one they really needed, and it just makes everyone moving forward in the next week that much more important because Brooklyn won't be easy. And then you come home, though, and you just got to start to get some wins when you know the schedule will get more difficult as the season goes along.
How much about this once Vic gets back? I mean, it's funny because last year, JJ, we talked about this so much that even without Vic, they were really good on the road. And then once Vic came back and then Vic went down again, they ended the second half of the season woeful, and they've started out this part of the season woeful. What's been the biggest key in all this? Because there's been so many changing of faces here. It's hard to really hit what has accurately transpired between the second half of the season and the start of this one with the Pacers on the road.
When you're on the road, you look to the guy that can kind of help get you a basket when you need one. And Victor's obviously was that guy for the first season and a half with the blue and gold. And so I think they saw in the playoffs last year they needed more offense. That's why they made some of the moves they did to get a better, scoring production, more options offensively. But when you did that, you took away some of the defensive identity that you had. So I do think last season and this season are completely different in terms of what's happening away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Maybe they're better offensively, even though I think that offensively that will take some time to come. And defensively, they're really missing Thad Young and Corey Joseph.
Agreed.
The same 2 guys that really, no matter who was on the court in the backcourt, Corey Joseph would take that challenge and would do, an above-average job at limiting them. And Thaddeus Young, he made up for mistakes all over the court at all times. And he got deflections. If somebody was in the wrong place, he would almost physically pick them up and put them down. And if the locker room was down, it was Thad Young when Victor wasn't there. That was kind of one of the guys that would bring people up. So they're really missing some of that veteran leadership. I've seen some leadership from Malcolm Brogdon and also T.J. McConnell and Justin Holiday, but they're really just a completely different team. And so they're wearing the same uniforms, but it's just you can't compare last year to this year because they just don't look the same and they have different identities right now.
JJ's got you covered. Chris, and Quinn coming up tomorrow night from Brooklyn. The Pacers going for their first win of the season on the road against the Brooklyn Nets. JJ, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for hopping on. We'll see what Hagan was trying to do coming up on the other side here next.
Yeah, I'm going to blame it on a news producer that needed some content, and he had the platform to send it out there. But we'll have to see. Thanks for putting up with the loud honking horns and Brooklyn streets background noise. Hopefully you could hear me all right.
It's not like Peru, Indiana, is it?
Yeah, a little bit more hustle and bustle going on around here.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Quick one, other side. Why did Hagan put that poll up, and why did you kill Hagan for putting that poll up? Some justify, some don't. I'm going to let Hagan explain himself next.
It's your chance to win a free entry into the 2019 Drumstick Dash presented by Wheeler Mission in Broad Ripple on Thanksgiving Day. Simply log on to 1075thefan.com.
Houston is a $1.75 favorite to close out the World Series with a win in Game 6 tonight, but Washington's Steven Strasburg has been fattening the wallets of underdog bettors for years. With your Bet Indiana News update, I'm Kevin Bowen. Catching a $1.60 on odds boards, the Nationals are 10-3 in Strasburg starts as an underdog since 2016. The Nats are an astonishing 45-15 in his last 60 road starts. While the Astros are 14-6 behind Justin Verlander at home this season, they've produced a negative return on bettors' investments thanks to inflated odds like the ones they're laying tonight. The college basketball season tips off a week from today, but the outlook isn't too bright for the programs of the Hoosier State. Purdue, the state's best team, is listed at 14-1 odds to win the Big Ten, a distant 6th on the conference betting board. Indiana is 25-1. Elsewhere around the state, Notre Dame is a 50-1 long shot to win the ACC, and Butler is 14-1 to be crowned Big East champs, 7th in the 9-team conference. This sports betting update has been brought to you by Bet Indiana News. Visit betindiananews.com for more sports betting coverage and insights.
Hey, John, for WeGrowHairEddie.com, that's 888-724-5129. Who's lacking coverage on top of your head? Who wants the real growing hair again? If you're going bald right now and you don't want any part of it, I'm just telling you there are ways, real ways, with PRP and so much more. The procedures that Darren Andrews will explain to you, all a part of WeGrowHairEddie.com. Get that private consultation today, and if you need some insight from me, just ask me. I'll tell you all about it. Real growing hair again with PAI. 888-724-5129 today.
Want a financially secure retirement? Hi, Rick Edelman here. Let me tell you how we do it here at Edelman Financial Engines. We start with helping you figure out how much income you'll need in retirement. Next, we look at your pension and Social Security income, and finally, your savings and investments. As part of all this, we consider when you want to retire, your life expectancy, and your spouse's age and life expectancy too. We look at inflation, taxes, and investment rates of return. And very important, we ask how you feel about leaving money to your kids and grandkids. There's a lot to consider, and if you've never tackled the topic of retirement security before, it can be a little intimidating. That's why you should come talk with us. At Edelman Financial Engines, we're experts at retirement planning, and we can help you make sure that your retirement is exactly what you want it to be, well funded. So call us at Edelman Financial Engines, 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Retirement. That one word can really put a smile on my face. And with Anthem Medicare, I'm going to keep my smile shining as bright as ever. I have to. Think of all that my smile has done for me. It's been with me in the best of times and has gotten me through the hardest of times. I've shared it with close friends and used it to make new friends. I've put effort into my smile with regular teeth cleanings because I can't imagine a life without it. So, for my next phase, Medicare, being able to keep my smile in check is important to me.
Anthem has plans that include benefits that other plans don't, including dental, vision, and hearing. Knowing you could keep your smile shining, that's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc. Anthem is a Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Anthem depends on contract renewal.
Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, facing off at FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you the chance to get an even bigger win when you bet on that game. You can sign up with the promo code JMV and place a $5 moneyline bet on the Indianapolis-Pittsburgh game. FanDuel Sportsbook will give you a $5 site credit bonus for every point your pick scores. It's that easy. Just sign up by using the promo code JMV to qualify. And with FanDuel Sportsbook, there's plenty more to bet on, too. I mean, so much to do. Overs, unders, parlays, props, round robins, and more. And how about close loss insurance, touchdown bonuses, and boosted odds? Best of all, FanDuel Sportsbook has lightning fast withdrawals. That means you can have your winnings in your pocket in as little as 24 hours. Sign up today using the promo code JMV. That's JMV, and place a $5 money line bet for the Indianapolis-Pittsburgh game. You'll get a $5 bonus for every point your pick scores. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now or visit FanDuel.com/sportsbook to bet today. Must be 21 and physically present in Indiana. First wager only. Bonus issued in site credit. Site credit expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. Minimum $5 moneyline wager. Maximum $200 bonus. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Here's a quick rundown of what's going on at Arby's every day from 2 to 5 p.m. and after 9 p.m. Each of our sliders are $1. The warm cookies are $1. The soda is $1. The shakes $1. The parking free. The drive-thru paved. The curly fries $1. The ketchup all you can eat. Arby's, we have the meats.
Dollar price valid for small fries and drinks, snack shakes, and classic sliders. Available at participating locations for a limited time.
At thehomeloanexpert.com, we have loans for about everyone. You're going to get a lower rate and customer service that no one can match. Only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Collect them, trade them, or just enjoy them.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, Jeff Rabjohn's after 4 is going to tell us all about the NCAA and what that means moving forward with athletes being able to take advantage financially of their image. Top of the hour, Rabjohns from Peaks.com. Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline. He's been called a rabble-rouser, a crap-stirrer, and more. Chris Hagan, Fox 59 joins us. So what was – JJ just told me he thought maybe there was a producer behind that poll and that tweet yesterday.
Around my poll and my tweet?
Yes, which sounds really weird, but yeah, that's what he said.
Basically, the poll was all me. But, you know, we are encouraged to engage with the fans and get on Twitter and do stuff like that. And this started because the Colts won the game on Sunday, 5-2. Jacoby had what I think was his signature play. So I was like, wow, they've moved on. And I was going to tweet Andrew who, ? And I thought, man, that'll really get some people mad or riled up. So what I did, I was like, rather than tweet that, I'll just ask a poll and see where fans are now, see what they're thinking. And all it said was, if Andrew Luck came back right now to the Colts, would you give him the starting quarterback job? That was all I said. It wasn't, I think Andrew is this or I think Jacoby is this. It was just like, what would you do? And the choices and the answers were even tilted more toward no, because it was yes, no, or hell no, which I thought a lot of fans would say hell no, given the fact they booed him off the field when he announced, when it came out he was retiring. And the poll, it proved to be a good question because more than 6,700 people voted, and it was almost right down the middle. 48% said yes, they'd give Andrew the starting quarterback job back, and 52% went with either the no or the hell no. So that's what I just thought. People would just vote, and I would have that information. But everybody has to add on their opinion to tell me to F off, go F myself,
cool.
Things of that nature, which is awesome. I know you get a lot of that too. So what I did was I looked at all the negative comments, and if they were following me, I was like, okay, that's like, a fan buys a ticket, they can boo the team. If you follow me on Twitter, you can tell me whatever you want, and I'll just engage with you. But if you don't follow me, I just blocked people. So then this one guy, here's how far the one guy went. I blocked him on Twitter. So then in my messages, I had a message request from a guy, and he had started another Twitter account to direct message me and said something like, try blocking this account, you coward.
Hey, who is it? Who is it?
I don't remember.
Let me know. Is he from around here?
I don't know who he is. He had 2 followers, so he's got that going for him. But what made me upset, and granted, I've got thick skin, except if you post a picture of me eating steak.
It's very, very, very pasty white, too, your skin.
Thank you. So what got me, this was just a Twitter poll that had no bias. I wasn't voicing an opinion. I was getting fans' opinions. And I think a lot of people got mad at the poll results, so they took it out on me. They were mad at me. And a lot of people went at each other with their opinions back and forth. And that's what, sports radio and Twitter is for. Somebody said, this poll is unnecessary. And I said, well, isn't Twitter unnecessary? Like, what the hell are you doing on Twitter? And so I took it as a lot of people said I was disrespecting Jacoby, which was not the point at all. In fact, I thought the numbers would be much higher, that they wouldn't give Andrew the job back, maybe like 20%. But a lot of people would take Andrew back right now, and they voiced their reasons. And I was all for people giving their explanations. And I DM'd with some other people about, why people were offended, and I got some very thoughtful replies on that. And that's cool. But, I mean, I only hope there's as much passion voting in the 2020 presidential election as there was in voting on my stupid Twitter poll, because this got ugly and out of hand in a hurry.
You're rabble-rousing. You're crap-stirring.
People said, you're just trying to get clicks. It's a bad take. And I said, how is a poll a take? A take is when you have an opinion and you say, I think so-and-so is the worst head coach. That's a take. A poll is not a take. It's not an opinion. It wasn't me looking for clicks, because getting clicks is when you're trying to get clicks on an article you've written or a story or a video because you want to try to get clicks to sell for advertisers. Ain't nobody sponsoring my stupid Twitter. It was just a poll that I had in mind. I'm like, I didn't grow up here. I'm not a Colts fan. I've been here for 20 years. I'm like, where are the Colts fans' heads at right now? Are they ready to move on? Is this the guy? So I posted that question, and, man, it blew up like crazy. So some people said I should take it down, and I'm like, I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to leave it up there. It was only up there for 24 hours, but I don't know if you checked all the comments. But it's at Chris Hagan Indy, and if you want to get blocked, say something mean to me.
No, you're not blocking people for saying mean stuff, are you? Don't do that.
If they're not following me, you can say whatever you want as long as you're following me. But if you're just some yip-yap who saw the tweet and wanted to tell me,
I got blocked. I got blocked by Seg on Sunday too.
You did?
Yeah, Seg is blank eating grin. Who? I didn't even block him. He blocked me. So he called me all kinds of things and said I suck. Which, and listen, okay, they make shirts that say it. All right, I think everybody knows that by now. Yeah, I suck. Okay, and then when I said, you really love me, why don't you just go ahead and tell everybody how much you love me? And then he blocked me. Like, that's what a normal rabble rouser does right there. So don't be the normal rabble rouser.
Well, you have your poll. You have sponsored, I believe, poll questions or Facebook questions of the day.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you were to go on and said right now, here's our poll, will the Pacers make the playoffs? And if 80% of the people said no, would people be right to come at you and say, you're being disrespectful to the Pacers? No, you just asked the question of fans. It's a fan forum. I don't know why people were mad at me and wanting to kill the messenger. I just put the poll out there. I didn't vote in my own poll. I didn't tell anybody how to vote.
Oh, they don't really want to kill you, though. They like you. Don't worry about it.
I tell you what, if somebody kills me, I'm going to be really upset.
And you will not be there on Friday if somebody does that too. So let's not even talk about that. You're going to join me on Friday or not?
I'm going to call you on Friday from Los Angeles, California.
Oh yeah, you're going to get Matt Damon on this show Friday.
I'm going to give you my level best Hagen effort, and if I can't get him on the show, by all means, tweet at me and tell me to F off.
Can you at least, at the very least, can you get Matt Damon to say you're listening to the Ride with JMV and he sucks, but you knew that?
Well, what's funny is that I'd already thought of that. I thought of getting him to say, can you just say JMV sucks?
Correct.
And I was gonna roll it into my phone recorder in case they had stopped recording when our it's him and Christian Bale I'll be talking to for the Ford versus Ferrari movie. So. I've already had some plans about getting him to do so, and I think he'll be cool since they were both maybe more so than some of the other media because they were here for the 500, and I know they'll want to talk about that.
Do I got to run here, but do this. Do JMV sucks, and then get Christian Bale to say, do you like Huey Lewis in the News? You might like Huey Lewis in the News, but JMV sucks, okay? Do that. Two things.
I'll give him the script. I think Damon will be more up for it. But
I would agree.
Yeah, man, and thanks for the Twitter love, and everybody who hates me, I thank you too.
Gotcha. Hagen, safe travels to L.A. Thanks, brother.
All right, bud. See you.
It's Hagen, Fox 59. Quick break. We'll come back to the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, and Jeff Rabjohns explains what exactly the NCAA is talking about for the future in full detail next.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? We'll find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Also is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever. 99 cents plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
If you're looking for a dependable pre-owned commercial work truck, one name says it all. Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Box trucks, cargo vans, flatbeds. If it's a work truck you need, you'll find it at Indy Trucks. Plus, they're inspected, certified, and come with a 3,000-mile, 3-year repair warranty. Easy to get to and easy to work with at Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Indy Trucks, we'll be looking for you.
Okay, it's almost opening time. Got to email over photos of this season's line.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about.
Can't forget about that video conference later.
Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them.
But I did switch to AT&T Internet for Business with integrated broadband and wireless connection, so I've got this.
AT&T Internet for Business is designed for business, with an integrated network that gives you 99.9% reliability, so you can focus on running your business.
Really need to update the website and figure out whatever that was.
And even if the power suddenly goes out, or if a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable line, AT&T Internet Backup automatically has you covered, so your business stays one step ahead.
All right, it's go time.
Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business today and get a $100 AT&T Visa reward card. Go to att.com/business internet or call 855-433-5700 to take advantage of this offer today. The AT&T Visa reward card is issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted in the United States, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. No cash access. The Bancorp Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, John, for Connecticut, great idea for you. If you want the best water out there, Joe, John, and Dennis have set up this deal for you. Are you ready? You buy the Premier Series water softener, and you will get a K5 in-home drinking water station absolutely free. Joe, John, and Dennis are the best, and they want the best water in your home. That's Connecticut. Again, you buy the Premier Series water softener, get the K5 drinking water station absolutely free from Connecticut. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, US 31 and Southport Road on the south side, and online, ConnecticutIndy.com right now.
What's Indiana style? It's knowing that the game-winning assist is just as important as hitting the game-winning basket.
And Joseph comes off a Sabonis screen. Pick and roll. Sabonis left-hand slam.
Show your teamwork by loading up the crew and attending Lucas Oil Family Night presented by Chick-fil-A. Catch the Pacers and Cleveland Cavaliers Friday at 7. Tickets include a Pacers hat and meal voucher to redeem at participating Chick-fil-A restaurants. Get your tickets at pacers.com/family. Pacers, Cavs, Friday at 7.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better and wear their heart and heritage on their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first bottle served, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, food for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Modelo Especial proudly celebrates Mexican heritage with Day of the Dead celebrations all around Indy, October 31st through November 2nd. Check 1075thefan.com to find out more.
Follow me, son. I want to show you something that most homeowners only dream about. It's Larry Howald. Legend has it that Howald Heating and Air Conditioning and Carrier have made thousands of people comfy, cozy in their homes.
So what is he, Dad, a mattress salesman?
No, son, he's not a mattress salesman. But he does work for the best heating and air conditioning company in town. Howald Heating, Air, and Carrier always come through delivering comfy, cozy feels for everyone. Turn to the experts with Carrier Howald Heating and Air Conditioning, where coming home never felt so good.
Did you know that online sports betting is now legal in Indiana? And online sportsbooks have limited time offers available right now, like exclusive bets and deposit match bonuses. At PlayUSA.com, we compare offers from top online sportsbooks so that you can skip the work and get to betting. Go to PlayUSA.com/radio today and choose from thousands of dollars in bonuses, all of them reviewed and rated. Don't bet without your bonus. Visit PlayUSA.com/radio now. 21 and over, Indiana customers only. All gamblers bet at their own risk. Winning is not guaranteed. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-GAMBLER for resources and to learn more.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Right now, save up to $120 off select sets of tires. Only at your local Big O Tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. The Ride with JMV.
This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
JJ Hagan a little bit earlier. Podcast at 107.5, thefan.com. Kyle's over there. I'm John. So ESPN, and not that it matters, all right? I'm just going to bring it up because we're going to try to figure out who might be in front of them. The Colts are not inside the top 10 power rankings on ESPN right now. ESPN does not view the Colts as a top 10 team. Is that accurate? Is that accurate?
That's accurate. Where do you think they put him?
I guess number 11. Who's... I mean, besides the Patriots, and you can argue the Ravens or the Colts, they beat the Texans, they beat the Chiefs. So how are you not in the top 10, yet you're the third best in the AFC?
Technically, you're the second best in the AFC. You got the 2 seed
Could
right
be,
now.
yeah. Technically.
Technically.
But yeah, we just kind of, I don't know. You can make the argument that the Ravens are better at 5-2 than the Colts at 5. You can make the argument. I'm not suggesting they are, but so that is because the NFC's get all the who in the world is in front of them then? If you're again third ranked in the AFC. I'll tell you what, we'll jump on that coming up on the other side. Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline from Peaks.com. He is Jeff Rabjohns. Jeff, you're going to have to explain to folks because you got everybody, screaming hallelujah right now, and maybe for the wrong reasons regarding the NCAA statement from earlier today. Can you help us figure it out, please?
Absolutely, yeah. People are really, really getting way ahead of themselves on what is a multi-step process and involves lots of layers of NCAA governing. What happened today, we'll talk about two parts. We'll talk about what actually happened, and we'll talk a little practical implementation. But what actually happened is the NCAA Board of Governors voted unanimously to recommend to Division I, Division II, Division III that each level changes its bylaws to allow players to benefit from their own name, image, and likeness. Now, even ESPN got this wrong. They said the NCAA votes to allow players to make money. The Board of Governors has no power whatsoever over the actual bylaws of Division I, Division II, or Division III. Let's talk mainly Division I because that's what 99.9% of the population cares about. Division I has its own governance. It has its own committees, its own schools. The NCAA Board of Governors cannot write, propose, or vote for a single bylaw that governs Division I. The schools themselves write the rules, they propose the rules, and they have to vote on the rules. So this is step one in what is going to be at least a multi-step process that's going to take some time. So nothing has changed other than the Board of Governors' formal and public stance has changed, and it changed unanimously. And previously, the Board of Governors was against compensation. And part of the reason they almost had to be was there was either pending or ongoing legislation against the NCAA in this specific instance. So if you're being sued by somebody, you can't come out and say, hey, the people suing us, they're right. You have to let lawsuits either be adjudicated or have a judge's ruling or come to some sort of agreement. The key legislation has all been adjudicated, or there have been agreements between both parties. So the key legislation is essentially the key lawsuits and litigation. Those things are off the table. Now the Board of Governors can come out and say, we believe this is the right course of action. So this is step one. No player can go get paid. No player can go out and get an endorsement. Ray Skillman can't put a guy from IU basketball, Purdue basketball, Butler basketball on the billboard yet. This is just step one. Now, it's an important step, but again, each division, Division I, Division II, Division III, has its own legislation. They have to propose changes to the bylaws. First of all, they have to write them. And to get a whole bunch of PhDs and university presidents to agree on wording, let's not kid ourselves. That doesn't happen in a weekend, okay? This is going to take some time. Then they have to propose it. Then you have to vote on it. You got 350-some Division I teams. Some of them are for this. Some of the smaller schools are extremely against this behind the scenes. They may not be yelling and screaming in public, but behind the scenes, they have said that this will absolutely create unfair situations, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, that's what actually happened and what did not happen. Now, from the practical standpoint, if this goes through, obviously players would be allowed to basically be in the free market. Let's say Ray Skillman wants to put Joey Brunk on a billboard and have him do commercials. If all this goes through, that would be allowed. Pay Joey $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. I don't know. Whatever the numbers would be. I don't know the market value of each player. That would be determined by, wait for it, the market. So that's what would practically would happen. Now, one of the reasons that I was told the NCAA put in the language about consistent with the college model is this. The NCAA does not want recruitments to become open bidding wars. That's what it doesn't want. For example, if a kid's considering big state U and small private college, the NCAA doesn't want big state U to basically be able to tell a player, hey, you come here, these 4 car company executives that are sitting over there at the other table, they're going to put you on a billboard. They're just going to pay you $10,000 a month. You're going to do endorsements for these people over here. That's going to be another $5,000 a month. You're going to make $40,000 a month if you come play for us. And, little private school can only come up with 2 or 3 businessmen who can come up with $5,000 a month. So the bidding is $60,000 versus $15,000 or what have you. I'm making up numbers here, but these are the types of discussions that people have had as far as what would be the unintended consequences. That's the big unintended consequence or concern that a lot of schools have. They don't want a lot of schools are okay if current players make money off their name, image, and likeness. They don't want open bidding wars. So that's a practical standpoint. That's one of the big sticking points.
So Jeff Rabjohns of Peaks.com all over it and educating us right now on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. How does IU feel about this?
I don't know specifically how they feel. I haven't sat down and had lots of conversations with them. I would think, generally speaking, they would be okay with it, as would any big brand. If you're a name brand in college sports, IU basketball, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, if you're a big brand, you're going to have lots of boosters who are probably going to want to, put your kids on billboards. And certainly down south, if you're Alabama, I mean, how many businessmen, business owners, businesswomen would come out of the woodwork to say, hey, we'll put him on a billboard, we'll put him on a commercial, we'll put him on business cards, whatever. And I'm sure the dollars in football would be stacks of Benjamins compared to rolls of quarters in basketball. Let's be honest with that. But I think IU, generally speaking, I think from a practical standpoint, I think they would be for it, or at least okay with it. But institutionally, again, you get lots of university presidents involved who still think that kids pick schools on the school with no consideration of who would be coaching them, who would be their teammates. There's some schools that still want the wording about you will be enrolled in this school, and while here you will participate in X sport. It's really? Yeah, you think Tua Tagovailoa just decided, you know what? I live in Hawaii. It's a great place, but I'm going to go to school in Alabama, and I might play a little football while I'm there.
Yeah.
So you do have some sort of ivory tower thinking that is going to have to be pushed to the side, I believe, to get some just practical implementation.
Jeff Rabjohns joins us. Is there, in your opinion, a practical, a logical timeline when we actually may start seeing this become a reality, unlike it's just on paper right now. And we talked about how it's probably going to be a lot of time still, a lot of measures have to be taken. But do you have a logical timeline in mind to when we might start seeing this take place?
If this goes through step by step without a lot of hiccups, and again, assuming there's no hiccups, I think that's a little dangerous. But if there's not a lot of hiccups, I think this could be in a couple of years. Now, again, it's dangerous to put a time frame on all these various committees and getting 350-some Division I schools to agree on wording and rules. I think that's going to take some time, and I think there are going to be some fights behind the scenes. But I think if it goes through within, 2-3 years, it's at least possible within 2 or 3 years, college athletes can make money off their name, image, and likeness.
I haven't asked you this yet. What do you think about everything that has been stated and written today and the direction this is going?
You mean my opinion on the
overall, yeah.
I mean, I think it's reasonable. because if somebody is in the Purdue band and they're a great trumpet player, they could go out and get endorsements. I don't know exactly what it would be, but you could do it and you'd still be eligible to play in the Purdue band. If you're Eric Hunter and you play on the Purdue basketball team, you can't do the same thing. Why? Why are we telling athletes you can't profit off of your name, image, and likeness? At the same time, we allow others to profit off their name, image, and likeness. So I think the general concept, I think, is fine. I do think the concerns about recruitments turning into open bidding wars is legitimate. I think that's a legitimate concern. I mean, you know me, I live in the recruiting world 365 days a year. So, I think that's a legitimate concern. But there's so many things that go on now anyway. A part of me almost thinks, okay, if you take the under-the-table stuff and at least bring it out and put it on the table and regulate it, it makes it cleaner. It's not going to – you're never going to legislate 100% morality. We've never been able to do that in society. From Greece to Rome to Europe to America, it's just not possible. But I think if you bring stuff from under the table, from behind closed doors, and just make it, okay, this is legal, here's the legislation, you have a chance to legislate it, I think that's a cleaner system. I know some of the smaller schools say, well, it would create an unequitable, it wouldn't be a level playing field. It's not a level playing field right now. I mean, Indiana and Purdue get somewhere around $30 to $40 million a year from the Big Ten network. Indiana State doesn't get that. Valpo doesn't get that. IUPUI doesn't get that. Those are all Division I teams. It's not a level playing field right now. Go look at the football facilities, the Terry Talent Complex at IU. Go look at the $65 million football complex that Purdue has. The other schools don't. Not all schools have that. Go look at the football complex at Clemson. I mean, my soul in the morning, dude. They've got like their own little amusement park there just for the football players. So there's no way to legislate an even playing field. So the idea that, okay, kids who are at big brand schools, not necessarily just big schools, but big name brands, the idea that they might make more money than kids at smaller schools, to me, that's not a reason to say you can't do it. And the other thing is, you still only have 13 scholarships per team. It's not like big schools are going to all of a sudden buy 25 players. That's not going to happen. And you're still only going to – you're still going to have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Recruiting classes in basketball are still only going to be 3, 4, 5 guys. Recruiting classes in football, 20 to 25 guys. You still got 85 scholarship limit. So the differences between the big brands and the middle brands and the low brands, they exist already. And I don't think there is a way to legislate a completely even playing field because you already got differences in facilities, in revenue, in fan support, all those kinds of things. There are differences, and that's just part of the fact, the reality of life. There are layers in college sports.
It's Jeff Rabjohns of Peaks.com laid it out, all the information you need regarding the statement from the NCAA and the direction in which they're going right now regarding NCAA participants and their image. And we'll see when all this starts to really take shape and we start actually seeing that. But also, Jeff, the big stuff going on at IU right now is about the football program. This shaping up to be the best season since 1993 for them?
Yeah, I think so, and it could be, even a little bit better than that. This is only the fourth time in program history that they've had 6 wins by October 26th. Think about that, the fourth time. So they're already bowl eligible, sitting there at 6-2 with 4 games left to play. Tom Allen obviously has done a really, really good job. Steve Wilfong from 247 Sports, really good piece today, and he noted that not only is IU winning, but 48% of the roster is freshmen, and another 20% of the roster is sophomores. And then those guys are playing. And his point was they're a year early. And I think he's right. And they've done a really good job as far as the offense is run really well. Michael Penix did a really good job when he was in there. Peyton Ramsey deserves all the credit in the world for being a phenomenal backup who stayed engaged, was ready to play. The defense has been able to create turnovers when necessary. They got 2 in the late going at Maryland. Juwan Burgess with the fumble strip. and fumble recovery. Reese Taylor with a big interception. The offense has been able to make plays. I mean, they got up 14 points in the fourth quarter at Nebraska, a place where they had not won since 1959, and the offense was able to get a couple first downs and run out the clock. Stevie Scott's been a good running back. Watt Fillier has been the best receiver in the Big Ten, leads the Big Ten in receptions and receiving yards. So they've got a lot of pieces out there. And the season has been really impressive. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I kind of went back and forth between I think they can win 6. I think they might be able to win 7 if they pull an upset. And I think both of those are probably going to be wrong because they got a legitimate shot at 8. I mean, they've got a legitimate shot at 8. Just don't tell Walt Fillier that, because I asked him, we were talking to him yesterday, I said, what's it like to be a part of an IU team that might actually, get 7, 8 wins maybe? And he looks at me and stares at me for a minute. He goes, you mean 10? Like, okay. So it's a really confident group, but Tom Allen deserves a lot of credit. He was a big part, even when he was defensive coordinator, of recruiting the 3 classes that currently have produced most of the key playmakers on this team.
So Jeff Rapjohns of Peaks.com on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Have you guys heard, and I know it's only Tuesday right now, but what's that crowd figure to look like at 7 o'clock Saturday night down there?
I mean, it sounds like it's going pretty well. It sounds like sales are on an uptick. They have a couple specials as far as discounts if people buy tickets to both remaining home games. That would be Northwestern and against Michigan. They've got a military discount out there. So they've got a couple deals running to try to help the crowd. It's the first night game ever in Memorial Stadium history. It sounds like they've done a really good job on social media. A lot of the players who are followed, obviously, by a lot of the student body, they've been tweeting out, come to the game, pack the rocks, things like that. So they've got a really good push on. So I would certainly think they're going to have a pretty good crowd. I don't know if they're going to sell out or not, but I know that's their goal. They're trying to get a sellout at Memorial Stadium.
All right, and basketball, I guess, officially underway, and you're somebody that sees a lot down there. Give folks some good news, according to you, from what you've seen before the start of the season here.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I hope it's easier to find than that. You took a pause.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just having a little fun with you. I think one of the big things is the front court is really deep, and it's really good. Joey Brunk's going to start at center. He's completely changed his body. The dude looks like you'd hit him in the stomach with a baseball bat now, and it wouldn't hurt him. He's been really, really good. You've got Deron Davis, who had terrific flashes, who also, can help on the front court. Trace Jackson Davis has gotten harder to defend. And obviously, when guys come out of high school, guys who are tall and very athletic, they don't have a lot of footwork, leverage, positioning down because they can just pogo stick off the floor and score over people and block shots on the other end. His footwork's come along. Joey Brunk was telling me the other day that there were things Trace did in April that he could stop, and Trace is doing things now in October that he can't stop. So that speaks a lot to Trace's improvement. Jerome Hunter's back. He's going to be playing. He's not going to play a ton of minutes right off the bat, but that's a 6'7" national top 60 kid coming out of high school, can make threes, can play off the bounce. He's going to be on the court. That's going to help IU. Race Thompson has been really good as a defender and rebounder. He's going to help IU on the inside. They're probably going to start, I would certainly expect, they start Al Durham a point guard this year. Al Durham, when Rob Fennessy's healthy, Al Durham's going to be the backup point guard. Al's going to start tonight is the plan. And Al is probably the fastest of the point guards up and down the court. And if he gets a little time here early in games, that gives them another ball handler with even more experience. Another guy who's going to play some, maybe even more than a lot of people thought, and I know some people are sick of me banging this drum, Armand Franklin has been coming along. He's not going to go out there and start. He's not going to be a 20-minute-a-game guy. But he has really come along. His defense has improved. He's one of those guys who has physical tools to play. Playing for Jason Delaney there at Cathedral, he had to do a lot, kind of like almost a Swiss Army knife. Had to handle the ball, had to defend, played interior defense some at 6'4" out of necessity. His shot making has improved. His ball handling has improved. I'm not going to fall out of my chair if Al Durham starts at point guard and Armand Franklin as a freshman isn't the backup tonight in this exhibition game. So those are the things I think are really notable. And I do think IU's front court depth is probably its strength right now, while finishing greener or healthy. IU really wants to maximize that front court depth. And one of the things that's interesting about the front court depth this year to me is, the three-point line has moved back. Is it going to take a year for shooters really to get up to speed with the new line?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to, but it's a question. So if it does, this would be a year where having a lot of depth and some firepower on the front line might be a little more advantageous than in a traditional year. So I think that's something to kind of keep an eye on for Indiana.
I saw where Larry Brown and Mike Woodson were down at shoot-around today. Did you see that?
Yeah. I've had a number of people come through over the last, even if you go back past month.
Yeah.
I mean, Romeo was back for a while. Cracked me up that he slept on Robert Tennessee's couch. But I'm like, hey, if you want to go hang out with your boys, that's cool. But, if I was an NBA player, I think I might be in the suite, but that's just me. But Romeo Langford was back for a while. Cody's been back. Vic was down there. For a while for the fantasy camp. A lot of people who went to fantasy camp really had a good time with Vic. Vic's been, I know he's talked to Archie quite a bit. So there's been a lot of communication there. Calvert Chaney was back. There's been a lot of people who've been down at IU over the past month and a half.
It's Jeff Rabjohns at Peaks.com. I know you're on your way down there, man. It's great stuff. I appreciate it. I knew if there was somebody that was going to get us all through this latest NCAA stuff, that was going to be you, brother. I appreciate you more than you know.
Hey, man, you're welcome, dude. We'll talk to you soon.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Rabjohns at Peaks.com on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. You guys are all updated after that. NCAA and IU everything right there. Yeah, quick break. Back with you next.
Listen every week during Colts season for the Beef Up Front Report with Big Joe Stasiak. Brought to you by Anthony's Chop House in Carmel, at Maine and the Monon.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Hero.Loan is the nation's fastest growing VA loan program. And why wouldn't it be? Interest rates on VA loans are generally a full point lower. You can buy a house with no money down. There's no PMI. And if you're thinking about refinancing, you can cash out 100% of your home's value. It only takes 5 minutes to find out how much money you can save at Hero.Loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, it's Brian from the Bill Estes Ford family in Brownsburg. I'm here with our spokesperson, Rob Belushi.
Brian, I'm no photographer, but I can picture us together.
It must be truck month because you're trying out your pickup lines?
Yeah, it's truck month, and on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9, and this truck is the one you need.
Or how about I just tell them about the deals? This month, you can save up to 27% off F-150s and up to 20% on all new Fords.
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I drive by again in my new F-150?
Rob, I'm married.
But are you happy?
Rob, stop. Talk about our 170 pre-owned vehicles with 1.9% for 60 months.
That's a lot of pre-owned vehicles to choose from, and 27% off is a great deal on a truck.
If I was a truck, I'd need some coolant because truck month has my engine overheating.
Ew, Brian. Nobody falls for pickup lines. Fall in love with pickup trucks during truck month at Bill Estes Ford in Brownsburg and see why Indianapolis rates us #1 in customer service.
You broke my heart, Rob.
Hey, John, for WeGrowHair80.com, it's PAI and Darren Andrews. If you're looking for ways to stop losing your hair, if you get a bald spot on top or your hair is just thinning as you get older, around the age of 35, 65+% of dudes out there begin the whole hair loss situation. If you want it stopped and you want the regrowth, that is real. Talk to Darren Andrews about PRP and the procedures with WeGrowHair80.com. 888-724-5129. Get that private consultation. Tell them that I sent you, or online, WeGrowHair80.com today.
Sports fans, Bet Indiana News has got you covered. Football, basketball, baseball, and more. Bet Indiana News is the sharpest source for the latest sports betting news from across the country and around the state. And always with an eye on the action, the favorites, the underdogs, the sharp money, and more. It's where you'll find all the sports betting info you want, all at one site. Visit BetIndianaNews.com today.
Hey, John for CarX. I talk about CarX all the time, too. The Joe Childers run CarX locations in central Indiana are the absolute best. If you need anything done on your car, truck, or van, there's a professional mechanic that are absolutely trained and trusted and top of the line that can get that work done for you at CarX. A+, Better Business Bureau rating, and right now at CarX you can get a conventional oil change for just $22.99. I do my oil changing over there too. So should you. You're thinking about this. Tires, best place for it. Brakes, always the best place for it. Mechanically speaking, now you can get it done. It's a Joe Childers Run CarX location in central Indiana with that conventional oil change right now for just $22.99. Make it CarX today.
With mortgage rates in the twos, you have choices. Lower your monthly payment, pay off credit cards, buy a new house. Golden Oak Lending has lowered mortgage rates to 2.875.
And that's a fixed rate. This is James Hawkins. If you're struggling with credit card debt, we can help you pay it off at a low rate.
At 2.875, now's the time to fix the house, finish the basement. You have so many choices.
We're easy to work with, and we'll give you a free mortgage checkup right over the phone, so you can find out exactly how much you can save. Or apply online at goldenoaklending.com with our fast Zipline mortgage.
Call our Indy office at 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Our experts will walk you through it all. And if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, FHA 15-year fixed, APR 3.915, 20% equity with approved credit. Regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better and wear their heart and heritage on their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first bottle served, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, food for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Modelo Especial proudly celebrates Mexican heritage with Day of the Dead celebrations all around Indy, October 31st through November 2nd. Check 1075thefan.com to find out more.
Hey, really excited here to have Johnny Chris Love as a part of the show here. That's Love Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been operated here in Indy since 1920. They're folks you can trust, too. Love Heating and Air Conditioning, focus on the customer needs, strive for 100% customer satisfaction. I love them. They've been coming out to my house, even before they jumped on board the show with me too, and they are going to get the job done for you. People you can trust, and because they're new to the show, Johnny Chris said, hey, let's give a JMV special out there because we're approaching cold temps. We're going to get that later on this week when we get to Halloween. So let's get that furnace checked in your home for just $64.95. Again, $64.95, a furnace check in your home. That's the JMV special. Ask for it right now. Love Heating and Air Conditioning online, love-hvac.com. Ask for the JMV special. That's love-hvac.com today.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Right now, save up to $120 off select sets of tires. Only at your local Big O Tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Baptist Heating and Air? We'll find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Pick is up. It's on its way.
The Colts continue their amazing run.
It's gone! Terry!
Surprising the entire league.
The greatest of all time knocks it through!
Now our boys in blue invade the AFC North to take on the struggling Steelers. Sunday, it all starts with the pregame huddle at 10. Countdown to kickoff at noon. Matt Taylor with the call at 1. Talk about it after the game with Greg Rakestraw. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Your home for Colts football. The Ride with JMV.
It's Jim Perry. Now talk to him, damn it.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Rem Johnson's really good. 1075thefan.com. Find it there. Yeah, I saw the chicks that exposed their things to us the other night got banned. That's too bad. That was like the most enjoyable moment of the World Series so far. Anybody else? A couple of great moments with the Nationals, Altuve, Bregman, but now you got the Four Booby show the other night was pretty sweet. Am I the only one that agrees with that? A little bit of a surprise. Game 6 later on tonight with the Astros trying to win for the second time in 3 years. And Justin Verlander, the process trying to shake loose of a curse in the World Series. I mean, really one of the greatest to ever throw it. Cursed. I guess I was digging on the thingies the other night. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. JMV, Hagen should have said yes or no to the option. Hell no is probably the ticked off some people. Randy from the South Side. Hagen, was he stirring it up? See, I need to have a poll on Hagen. Was he stirring it up? Was he being a jackass, or is it a legitimate question? JMV, the guy you just had on was probably the best at describing the NCAA process and an IU basketball preview that I've heard. Great conversation and insights. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, Jeff was really good. I mean, I knew this thing popped maybe 30 minutes before I came on, and I said, yeah, that's the guy I got to get on. And he covers a lot of the bases or checks the boxes or whatever cliche I'm going to toss at you right now. I think check all the boxes is the biggest one right now. Biggest cliche. He checks all the boxes. He covers all the bases. He rakes all the leaves. He wipes all the butt. No, that doesn't work. JMV. I don't even want him back at all. Brissett never has the panic look that Luck had from Vern. Jacoby's been really good so far. Really good. Bruce Kidd writes this. Hey, JMV, the Pacers have lots of areas to improve, and I think their defense will improve, as it did in the second half last night. But their ball and player movement in the final 2 minutes, poor, and they settled for long jumpers. Yeah, they started shooting threes like crazy. I just thought that they looked completely discombobulated. While Rose and Kennard hit 2 really tough shots. That cost him the win, Bruce. Yeah, listen, should have snuck that one out last night, and you didn't. JMV, my twins, Hunter and Harry, turned 13 today. That's a shout-out to Hunter and Harry Boshiers. Ryan, congrats. Yaney, with this, JMV, luckily I was on vacation, only got to watch parts of the first 2 games on replay. But if last night was an improvement, it's going to be a long few months to start this season. Justin Holiday looks like to be the only guy, along with Sabonis and Brogdon, who knows who they are out there. Everyone else looks like that they're searching for an identity. Obviously, they lack experience, chemistry, and spark. TJ Warren always appears to be fool's gold. TJ Warren's never played on a good team before, and he looks like he's never played on a good team before. $239-1070. Let's go, Tracy. Hello, Tracy. How are you?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening?
I listen to your show all the time.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I got a question. Now, the Browns was playing the Patriots the other day.
All right.
Or whatever it was.
Browns playing the Patriots the other day.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Tom Brady put his hand up, like, pump it up, and they put like 10 to 15 seconds back on the clock now. That's all I want to say. Have you ever seen that before?
No, I didn't see it then.
They cheated my Browns, man.
Oh, yeah. Hey, your Browns are a mess right now.
I know. That's all.
Hey, I'm going to ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, because I said this at the beginning. It was kind of like it was like a trio of really bad things, all right? And you got, kind of a grunting coach that really doesn't have a lot of control. You've got a prove nothing to anybody, outlandishly bravado type of quarterback. And then you got a diva wide receiver. I think the diva wide receiver has been, like, far down the list as the issues so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't get into football.
Well, they haven't been complaining, so I don't got no problem with them.
Would you agree, though? I mean, the offensive line, mess. I mean, everything has been a mess. I think the least of the mess has been what a lot of people thought was going to be the epicenter of the mess, and that's Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, yeah, Odell, yeah. Well,
all right, Tracy.
He's been pretty quiet. But
well, I mean, I don't know if that's altogether his fault. I mean, I think he's still running around out there, Tracy. Thank you and making plays. I appreciate you listening every day. It's from Chad in Denver, Colorado. Day 2 of snow day. Keep up the great work, brother. Can you imagine? I guess it's going to snow a little bit here on Thursday, maybe, to the north. Gutshot is accurate on this. I think we all should be cursed like Verlander. That is so true. He may be 0 for the World Series, but he gets a 10-pointer in life right there, doesn't he, Gutshot? That is so true. It's a 10-pointer in life. Greg Kiley writes in with this. The Colts are ranked 6th in the Bleacher Report NFL Power Rankings. I brought this up before Rabbi came on. The Colts are not even inside the top 10, and it doesn't matter, and I'm not trying to state that it does matter. But I think I'm looking at the Colts being the 3rd best team at the least in the AFC right now. That doesn't rank you inside the top 10. It's weird. David writes this. You can still make an argument that the Texans and the Chiefs are better. See, I don't make that argument because the Colts beat the Texans and the Chiefs. Now, I know where you're going to go, and you're going to mix all this up by saying, well, the Raiders beat the Colts, the Chargers beat the Colts. I just think the Colts, with their record where they are right now, are the 3rd best team. And you could argue they're the 2nd best team, but the 3rd best team in the AFC, and that doesn't slot you a top 10. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. Mark is at 239-1070. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hi, JMV. This NCAA stuff, and somebody can tell me I'm wrong, and maybe I don't understand it, but isn't it possible that someone like Mark Cuban could just say, hey, anybody that plays on the IU basketball team will be paid $50,000 for an internship with the Mavs in the summer? And maybe I'm wrong, but isn't that possible?
Well, I think what you're alluding to is a bidding war, right? That's what you're suggesting, right? What is to stop? And that's what Rabbi mentioned this a bunch of times. The NCAA, they don't want a bidding war. I don't know how in the world you don't ultimately get a bidding war on all levels here. If that's what you're trying to say, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe not so much down that path, but yes. Into a bidding war for somebody, I don't know how you sidestep that with this.
Well, think about Nike with Oregon. Think about Sam Walton or Jerry Jones with Arkansas. And think about, like, Princeton and Yale and Harvard. They got $1 billion in their alumni that could bring money to bear, buy a restaurant, do whatever you want to do. And the other thing I think that's wrong is when you say, well, this is already going on. Well, it's already going on, but what percentage of the people who are like the Mark Cubans, the people who can actually make a difference and it's not a drop in the bucket, what percentage of those people are willing to cheat? I think it's a very, very small percentage of people. Open it up to every billionaire who ever went to a school. Plenty of those guys would love to see their team get all the best players. All their best players. So, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll do that. But I think at the end of the day, they're going to cause a huge problem, and they're going to ask the NCAA to try and watch over it.
I don't know how. We were talking about bidding wars, and I don't know how you're not going to end up having that. So, anyway, thank you, Mark, for the call. JMV, Pritchard isn't going to be able to live off the Paul George trade forever. Time to start getting some of these draft picks and trades right. What a lousy offseason that guy had. It looks like it's been lousy so far through 3 games. And before you go, well, it's only been 3 games. Hey, listen, we've seen TJ Leaf. Aaron Holiday can't get off the bench, and Goga's not getting off the bench. I know Goga's 19, drafted in June. Aaron Holiday, he doesn't even get off the bench, and TJ Leaf is what everybody thought he was going to be. You're leaving a lot on the table that is problematic. If you have nobody from this past June or the past couple of years they're going to be able to do anything for you, that is a problem. It is. That's on target there, Greg. Now, listen, I would understand that we haven't seen a lot. Jeremy Lamb's been injured, like Brogdon, whatever. But we have seen plenty of TJ Leaf. That's a whiff. Aaron Holiday all of a sudden starting to look like a whiff because he doesn't even get any PT. Something I'm sure we'll discuss if this thing continues down this stinking avalanche. Zach Key for 530 has a great story inside The Athletic regarding Chris Ballard. The personal life inside of Chris Ballard, it is a really good read. And I don't read, but I did read that. A lot of it. Most of it. Don't laugh. But no, it was really well done. Good piece from Zach Kiefer. We'll talk about that in the Colts coming up at the bottom of the hour. Your calls and chain smoker tickets we'll give away coming up a little bit later on. All right, biggest issue. Is this the Pacer team that we're going to see this year? I mean, this underwhelming thing, or is just early in the season, woes, growing pains, hey, it's nice to meet you, never played with you before. This is all going to be ironed out. We'll jump back on that topic next.
Join JMV at JMV Sucks, but his concert doesn't, featuring Yacht Rock Review, Friday, January 10th at the Mirage. Listen to JMV this week for your chance to win a pair.
Hey, golf friends, it's JMV here to tell you all about the 27th year anniversary membership special at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin, and I love it. For only $89 a year, with a $10 per year administrative fee, you can get a 2-year anniversary membership at the Legends Golf Club and enjoy unlimited golf Monday through Friday. For an extra $50 per year, you can play 7 days a week. Enjoy golf at the Legends Golf Club in the 2021 seasons for only $89 per year. There's never been a better deal from a better golf course in and around Indy. I know from my personal experience. I love it. You must call today. Tell Ted that I sent you too, by the way. The Legends Golf Club, 317-736-8186. That's 317-736-8186. Call the Legends Golf Club before this deal ends. If you love golf, you're going to love this. 317-736-8186. The Legends Golf Club in Franklin.
Come to Shane Company for a gift that's easy to love. Hi, I'm Tom Shane.
And I'm Alicia, our lead designer. Jewelry essentials are classic pieces that every woman should own. At Shane Company, we have all the essentials. Fashion rings, diamond necklaces, stackable bands. My team is always redesigning the basics to make them anything but basic, like our new diamond stud earrings. They still have the look of a classic stud, but now the gold setting that holds the diamonds is even more beautiful. It's exclusive to us and far more special than the plain studs sold everywhere else. We designed them with TLC, just for her.
If she already owns a pair of studs, it's a perfect time to trade them in for larger diamonds. I mean, I've never heard a woman say her diamonds are too big.
Ladies, treat yourself or put these essentials on your wish list. You deserve something beautiful that you can wear forever.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, it's Indiana's best Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. It's 5 miles west of 465. It's on US 36. Hey, I'm looking online, AndyMooreToyota.com right now. 2018 Dealer of the Year. You remember that? Oh, every year. They get bigger and better, and they're ending 2019 with some great opportunities, car, truck, or van for you right now. Like the Corolla, the fuel efficiency of the 2020, just $99 per month for a lease. The Camry, one of the most popular anywhere, $2019 per month a lease. Telling you, deals with Ben Mendoza and the gang over there are going to make you smile. The car buying experience that you've always wanted in one place only. Oh, it's so easy because it's one-stop shopping. Tell them I sent you to Indiana's best, Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Ask for Ben Mendoza, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
It takes courage to talk with that someone special when there are problems in the bedroom. Erectile dysfunction, or PE, can shatter your confidence and make your relationship challenging. You can put an end to these issues. Have the courage to make just one confidential visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and get that spark back in your relationship. The doctors at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for all ED and PE issues, and you'll see results in your first visit. Or there's no charge. Call 999-9000 to meet with their licensed providers, no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes, high blood pressure, prostate cancer, low testosterone causing your issue. It doesn't matter. They can help. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic at 999-9000. That's 999-9000 or online at indymensclinic.com. Have the courage to take that first step. Indianapolis Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. By now, we've all heard mortgage interest rates are sitting near all-time low levels. But what does that really mean? If you're considering buying a home, it means you have more buying power. You can now afford a bigger home for the same monthly payment. And if you're not moving and happy in your current home, we need to be talking about a refinance. How much can we save you? $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month? Find out now at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, John, for our friends at Forum Credit Union. Forum Credit Union is going to get the job done with this. If you're a home buyer, home builder right now, you get a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions. And the education that you need is through the Home Buyer, Home Builder Spotlight Showcase that Forum is putting on. You got another date coming up in the month of November. They're going to tell you absolutely everything. And believe me, I've been what you're going through right now. It's hectic. It can be a pain. And there's a lot of stuff you simply do not know. Let Kevin and the gang educate you and make sure that you're prepared for everything. The Home Buyer, the Home Builder Showcase going on in the month of November. Make sure you check it out on your calendar. And for more info, either stop by a branch location, tell Kevin that I sent you, or online, forumcu.com today.
Did you know that online sports betting is now legal in Indiana? And online sportsbooks have limited time offers available right now, like exclusive bets and deposit match bonuses. At PlayUSA.com, we compare offers from top online sportsbooks so that you can skip the work and get to betting. Go to PlayUSA.com/radio today and choose from thousands of dollars in bonuses, all of them reviewed and rated. Don't bet without your bonus. Visit PlayUSA.com/radio now. 21 and over, Indiana customers only. All gamblers bet at their own risk. Winning is not guaranteed. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-GAMBLER for resources and to learn more.
Visit butlersports.com/buy tickets. Stop by the Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4 or call 317-940-DOGS to get your Butler basketball tickets.
Your Colts tickets are waiting. Be there November 10th as Dwight Freeney is inducted into the Ring of Honor. Get your Colts versus Dolphins tickets today at Colts.com/tickets. The Ride with JMV.
Well, not really. I felt it on my leg. Come on, I don't want to see it.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
JJ Hagan. Hagan stirred it up with a Brissett luck poll yesterday. Yeah, a lot of people got offended by it. Rab Johns and Zach Kiefer's going to join us coming up at 5:30 today. The trade deadline, NFL come and gone. Nothing for the Colts. I think most, if not all, the usual suspects they were talking about leading up to 4 o'clock. I think everybody stayed home. I mean, Le'Veon Bell was a late addition. Jamal Adams was a mention. I don't think anything happened with those two Jets players. Aqib Talib ended up getting traded from the Rams to the Dolphins, and that dude he'd probably go hide out someplace. And that's about it. And with that move, by the way, the Rams are trying to free up cap space because they want to keep Jalen Ramsey. And I felt this is kind of interesting here. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. From Lanny Duke. Lanny asked this: does anyone else think that the Colts basically lose their home field advantage every time they open the roof? Well, I mean, when you put it together, the last two times, they get a 2-game win streak when the roof is open. So maybe not anymore. Prior to that, Big Joe gave the numbers out on a Colts pregame huddle for us, back prior to the Texans game. But, yeah, historically speaking, yeah, I will say this. I don't know how much you guys enjoyed it. How much did you enjoy it on Sunday? Or how much did you enjoy it the week prior against the Texans? Like, here's what I remember. The best two times, the two greatest times the roof has been open there was that Peyton Manning return Sunday Night Football game when it was around the threshold to where they have to close it up temperature-wise, and that was awesome. That was a great Sunday night, a glorious Sunday night of football. And then I saw U2 the year before last down there, and it was open, and it was awesome. And that was in September. I mean, normally you get complaints on both sides. If it's not open, everybody's screaming about their taxes. And if it is open, everybody's saying, hey, I'm too hot. No, I'm too cold. I can't see. I'm at home watching on TV, and there's shadows, and these shadows suck. I think even Ian Eagle alluded to it. He said, you know what? It's weird doing a game here when the roof is open. It seems like you're in a completely different venue. The moral of the story is everybody is going to complain about something. But historically, it hasn't been good for the Colts. But the past two, it has, right? So, Lanny, I hope that explains it for you. I mean, it is constant. Oh, I can't believe it's not. Oh, what about my taxes? That's why I've been an advocate of running up there and getting out my welding torch from shop class back at Eastern Green and welding the thing shut because I get sick of everybody pissing and moaning about it. I don't care. I hear it every time. Colts lost their home field advantage when they moved from the RCA Dome. Lucas Oil is not loud whether the roof is open or not. I think they've been okay, though, Nick. I do miss walking into the RCA Dome and watching dudes with toupees on have that thing either latched down by both hands. I mean, just held down with both hands, or if it flies off like a damn Frisbee. You ever seen a hairy Frisbee? Dustin Craig is going to ruin my day with this question. Dustin, do you really want to ruin my day? How long do we wait before we judge the Turner and Sabonis starting experiment? Dustin just wants to ruin my day. I'll tell you what. I'll give you that answer, Dustin, on the other side. Hopefully you don't ruin my day. We'll get to your calls coming up next, too. You know, whether or not you feel the roof being open is home field advantage, or they don't have home field advantage, or you're too hot in the Bud Light zone because the sun's on you. I mean, hell, when they designed, I never understood why the Colts go to that side and then they have to hold, like they get all the helpers on the Colts team have to hold drywall over the players' heads on the bench. Hey, go get our cardboard and our drywall. We got to hold this up over the players. Never understood that. I mean, other than twice. Anybody else ever been there when the roof and windows been open and it's been any better than that Denver Sunday night game or the return of Manning or U2? Anybody else? Those two moments have been the best for me. Quick one, other side. Rabbi was great. JJ, Chris Hagan, fantastic. 1075thefan.com for the podcast. And Zach Kiefer has a story regarding Chris Ballard you absolutely have to read within The Athletic, and he'll tell you all about that coming up in 30 minutes. Back with you next.
You want Colts news.
Yeah, I thought Jacoby looked good. Couple nice timing throws to T.Y.
You need Colts news.
Calf injury. Wasn't getting better. He hadn't been practicing.
We've got Colts news.
Just encourage him with some luck.
Right here on 93.5 at 107.5 The Fan. But that's only the beginning. If we're not talking about it, listening to it, or explaining it on The Fan, then all you have to do is head to 1075thefan.com.
Sports Center updates on The Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Right now, save up to $120 off select sets of tires. Only at your local Big O Tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Typically, I have a plan for everything. Always have. So when retirement approached, I thought I had it all planned out. What to do, where to go, what to see, you name it. But as it turns out, I wasn't planning for the most important thing of all, my health. Luckily, Anthem Medicare had all the answers. They didn't just help me find a plan, they helped me find the right plan for me. Which means now, I can get back to planning the big things, small things, and everything in between.
Anthem Medicare has an easy-to-use online shopping tool where you're only 8 simple questions away from finding the perfect Medicare plan for you. Easily finding a plan. That's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc. Anthem is a Medicare Advantage and prescription drug plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Anthem depends on contract renewal.
With mortgage rates in the 2s, you have choices. Lower your monthly payment, pay off credit cards, buy a new house. Golden Oak Lending has lowered mortgage rates to 2.875.
And that's a fixed rate. This is James Hawkins. If you're struggling with credit card debt, we can help you pay it off at a low rate.
At 2.875, now's the time to fix the house, finish the basement. You have so many choices.
We're easy to work with, and we'll give you a free mortgage checkup right over the phone, so you can find out exactly how much you can save. or apply online at goldenoaklending.com with our fast zipline mortgage.
Call our Indy office at 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Our experts will walk you through it all, and if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge.
NMLS 114937, FHA 15-year fixed, APR 3.915, 20% equity with approved credit. Regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever, 99 cents, plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
Hey, John here for FanDuel. Indianapolis and Pittsburgh facing off, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you the chance to get an even bigger win when you bet on the game. You can sign up with the promo code JMV and place $5 money line bet for Indianapolis and the Pittsburgh matchup. FanDuel Sportsbook will give you $5 site credit bonus for every point your pick scores. Just sign up by using my promo code. Do it, JMV. Let's all play together here. It's fun. It really is. And with FanDuel Sportsbook, there are plenty more ways to bet here, too. You'll love it. Props, round robins, and also you have this, like close loss insurance, touchdown bonuses, and boosted odds. Yes. And best of all, FanDuel Sportsbook, they pay out lightning quick in as little as 24 hours. So sign up with the promo code JMV, again, JMV, and place $5 money line bet for the Indianapolis-Pittsburgh game. You get a $5 bonus for every point your pick scores. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now or visit FanDuel.com/sportsbook to bet today. Must be 21 years or older and physically present in the state of Indiana. First wager only. Bonus issued in site credit. Site credit expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. Minimum $5 moneyline wager. Maximum $200 bonus. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
VA eligible? Let's find out how much money we can save you. It only takes 5 minutes at Hero.loan. That's Hero.loan, the only way to VA.
Who is planning to bet on the Colts game this weekend? We got to talk about it.
This is Frank Ignatius with Bet Indiana. Join us this Thursday at 7 on 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Hey, Dan Dockage here. Join me tomorrow. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Thursday, Urban Meyer. Tomorrow, we're going to talk Colts, and more Colts. Also, some Pacers as well. Join me, noon to 3.
The Ride with JMV.
Don't read your email, because I'm really butthurt when you read your email.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. JJ was really good. So much Jeff Rapjohn. It's the latest NCAA stuff, permitting athletes to be compensated for their names, images, and likenesses. A lot of misinformation out there, and I thought Rabbi did a great job in explaining everything in full detail, what is real, what is not. And then you get even more. I love it when politics gets involved. That's kind of what started this again, and that's what's going to continue on. Some dude named Richard Burr, I have no idea who it is. Some politician from North Carolina says if college athletes are going to make money off their likenesses while in school, their scholarships should be treated like income. I'll be introducing legislation that subjects scholarships given to athletes who choose to, quote, cash in to income taxes. You knew that was just a moment away. La-di-da. There we go. Please, more. Anytime you get stiff-ass politicians involved, normally it sucks. Normally. Not all times, but normally it does. Normally it sucks. So, yeah, Joe Paxton sent me this week's scout program before the Colts game. Record at Lucas Oil, 91 games, 59-32. Roof open and window open, 18 games, 9-9. Roof open, window closed, 8 games, 8-0. Roof closed, window open, 6 games, 1-5. Roof and window closed, 59 games, 21-18. Here's the record of it being open and everybody pissing and moaning about it, 100%. 100%. That's great. Thank you for that. JMV, I attended the U2 show, and the weather was perfect, so the roof was open. Audio was awesome. I loved it there, too. It was a great time. That time at the Denver game was the best for me. Hey, JMV, I'm tired of trying to find the perfect fit for the culture in the locker room. I know it's important, but the Pacers and the Colts just lack bite and an edge that comes with attitude. Both these teams just look soft and timid. I don't know if I don't look as the Colts are looking soft and timid. See, listen. Jeff, I'll be honest with you. I always hesitate to call, like everybody calls everybody soft. And normally, and I know this is probably not in your case here, but normally when you get somebody shouting at a professional athlete about being soft, that is being shouted by the biggest wussy, fat, round, soft wussy of all time. Normally that's how it takes. And I'm not saying it is you. Just normally, I don't often go the avenue of calling somebody that's an athlete soft when that somebody could kind of tie you up in a pretzel-like knot if they wanted to. You know what I mean? People around here used to call Marvin Harrison soft. Oh, Marvin Harrison soft. He goes out of bounds. No, that tries to extend your career. That's a smart move. Remember that? Marvin Harrison used to be soft. Look at him go out of bounds. He doesn't try to put it up in there. You got to get it up in there. Put your head down and get up in there. That's where they go out of bounds. I don't want that linebacker or that safety put a lick on my ear. What, for an extra yard? Or for some knob to say, well, you know what? He's soft. Yeah, okay. That's just my thought on that. Now, listen, do I get tired of the great locker room conversation, Jeff? It does wear me out. And I completely agree with you on that. Normally, when you get into the great locker room conversation, oftentimes it's about what you're not doing in other areas. It's like, oh, well, you know what? This may not be great scoreboard-wise or standing-wise, but, hey, we got a bunch of good dudes. And we went through that with the Pacers long ago. Had a bunch of bad guys getting caught up in strip clubs, getting downtown, and Jamal Tinsley, you got to ship guys out, and you brought in two dudes that might be really nice guys, but couldn't do anything for you. So, yeah, I've been down that path before. I do agree with the locker room. The locker room stuff does wear me out. And not that it's not true, because you have to have cohesion, I agree. But oftentimes you just kind of fall back on that when other things aren't going the way they should be going. But I do agree with that aspect of it. Dustin asked the question, wanted to ruin my day. How long before we judge Turner and Sabonis in the starting experiment? I'll be completely honest with you, Dustin, right now. I will bet 75% of the folks out there have already judged it to be a disaster or a failure. Think I'll be right about that? 75% too high? I'm guessing, and maybe that's because I get constant negativity about it because I like them both. But I would bet you right now, if I were to put up that particular poll, I bet 75% would vote that, combined with the fact this team is 0-3 and has looked clunky at best, basically through 3 games. I bet most people would judge that as being a failure right now. I mean, clearly, you can't make that judgment now. You can't make it next week. You need to get Vic back in the mix with it, too. You can't make that. But I'm guessing 75% of you right now, if I were to float that out there, and a Connecticut Water question of the day would say it's been an absolute failure, and it's going to continue to be a failure. I would bet.
Do you think it's just a failure, though, because they're 0-3? Well, I mean, what if they're 2-1, 1-2? Would that change the poll, you think?
Well, there are just some folks around here that just are never going to like Miles, for one. You know what I mean? And that's kind of this, he's soft. Hey, listen, does he like to get in there and get knocked around and touch? Not too often, no. Not too often. But, 5'11" fat dude from Greenwood calling a 6'11" professional athlete banging with Andre Drummond soft when that dude's probably the biggest wuss in the world. That's just not the direction I choose to go, I guess. But, as far as other big guys, we've seen this against Miles. Old man strength or low post strength will clear him out every time. He doesn't want any part of it. I would agree he doesn't want any part of it. I don't think he's ever going to want any part of it. Just a thought. But I would be willing to bet right now 75% would say, yeah, you know what? We've seen it's not going to happen. Hey, JMV, I'll call these Colts fans soft for complaining about the roof. We have the nicest damn stadium in the NFL. It is a nice stadium. Damn, Todd Meyer came in here and like a wind. You had a jet stream behind you right there. I know it. All right, let me go Scrap. Seriously, Scrap's on line 3 at 239-1070. What do you got, Scrap? Are you going to be a part of the 75% that I have guessed?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is Scrap. Hey. Yeah, a couple things real quick. First of all, on FanDuel, if I can get a small 5 and hold on a second.
I'm not sorry, you dumbass.
Oh, sorry about that. You there?
I'm here.
I'm here. Sorry about that. Is it possible that Sabonis and Turner could switch positions, like the 4 and the 5?
Hey! What you trying to be? I mean, I don't think with the way they each play, no. But what you trying to do right here, Scrap? Tell me. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Who is that in the background right there?
The old lady's costing me.
Seriously? Yeah. What's she mad about, Scrap?
Oh, just the old lady, Franny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won't tie my shoes.
I got
you. Yeah.
Did you get that earlier today, Todd? Hey, thanks, Scrap. Did you get that earlier today? Oh, yeah. It's not the first time around the block around here, man. No one was trying to be accomplished there. JMV watching the Pacers-Pistons game and just trying to understand why the Pacers wouldn't give Derrick Rose a look in the offseason. He signed with Detroit for $7 million. He's taken it to the Pacers in 2 games so far this year. It's 2 games. Seriously. And right at Miles. Right at him. Scrap. JMV, is there any heat on McMillan? Terrible playoff record, bad start, suspect rotation, a big part of the problem. Darren, there's going to be some screaming in that direction. There will be some screaming if it circles the drain here early. There's no doubt about it. You're not going to be able to get out of the way of that. Now, there's going to be some complaining. Like people complained last night. People have complained about so far early in the season, the no bench. People have complained about, rotations and heavy minutes for the starters. Listen, I don't know what he's trying to get these guys acclimated to one another, which I know that is difficult. And certainly down the stretch when that team was utterly discombobulated, that's been an issue. But, it is going to be a point. It is going to be talked about. I mean, when you're an NBA team and you have an offer on your back, that's the way it's going to be. So, yeah, I would absolutely expect that. I think I'd be surprised if you didn't. Yeah, I didn't get it either. That's great. JMV, regarding the Scheid diesel extravaganza moving to Greene County, will some need to stay in Marco or bus in from Switch City? That's going to be an ugly situation over there. See, and I advised you earlier, and you're saying, what is the Scheid diesel extravaganza? I mean, basically it was a huge party with a bunch of party inebriated folks. And if you're daring, look up Bottle Girl in connection with that. And then, listen, I don't want anything to do with it afterwards. You can look it up on your own. I'll just warn you. It is wild, and apparently Terre Haute, I don't know if it's Terre Haute that doesn't want any more to do with it. I mean, hell, Terre Haute now is getting live PD. You know how great that's going to be? I'd have been on live PD about 7 different times if it were there back in the early 90s. Every time I had a party, I'd be on live TV, live PD TV. That Terre Haute's going to be awesome. Andy's at 239-1070. Andy, are you a part of the 75%?
I don't know what 75% is, but
Sabonis, disliking Sabonis and Turner together, not believing it.
No, I don't have any problem with them together. I see things a little differently. I think the Pacers' whole problem is in the NBA, you cannot finish games with your 4 and 5 trying to score, and that's what I see. They don't have anybody in 1, 2, or 3 spot that can finish games, and in the NBA, you have to have somebody in the 1, 2, or 3 to finish. You cannot finish with big man down low.
Your best shooter right now. Your best shooter right now is your 5-man too. You know.
Well, we tried that with Jermaine O'Neal. I watched that for a season or two ad nauseum with him pounding the ball down low and getting butchered, and you just can't finish games in the NBA that way.
So you are a part of the 75%.
No, I'm having no problem with them. I just say we got to have somebody to finish games in the 1, 2, or 3 spot. I mean, they look okay until the end of the fourth quarter.
I agree with that, and I agree with. And JJ said this earlier. I mean, you're going to have to have more of Sabonis playing rotationally with the bench guys to give the bench guys a little something that they clearly don't have right now. And again, it's through 3 games. And I always have to preface it by saying I understand that it's early, but there really hasn't been much of a redeeming quality on any level from this team through 3 games. And listen, I think anybody would be concerned over that. I would agree.
Who on that team's going to drive and kick or knock down a shot at the end of the game? I haven't seen it yet.
You know, I will say this, and thank you. Thank you for the call, too. And Brogdon had the opportunity last night twice. I don't know what the hell happened after that. TJ Warren was losing his, you know what, running around. Hey, JMV, the Colts are 9-0 when the roof open and the window closed, 9-9 with both open. Yeah, we went over those stats. It's funny. This is what I always gather. I get folks mad about their taxes when it's closed on a nice day, and then people upset because it's open and you're too hot in the sun, didn't dress accordingly. That's where we live right now. Everybody is going to piss and moan. Everybody. Except for me, because I follow the Mike Damone program. Whatever happens, my toes are still tapping. If you follow that, you'll be much happier, I promise. JMV, people wondering why Ballard doesn't make a trade deadline deal. Colts in first place after the toughest part of their schedule. That's why. Love those draft picks. He loves those draft picks. Now, Steven, some people are going to get a little discombobulated, and here's why. Because I heard Peter King on a couple of days ago, and I forget what show he was on, and he was talking about how we've seen an uptick, have we not, in NFL trade deadline moves. There was a point in time, and hell, that's probably when Kevin Lee was doing his show back in the day, you would not even acknowledge the NFL trade deadline. There was nothing going on. Nothing. Peter King gets on national radio or something a couple of days ago and says, hey, we're getting a lot of these general managers around the NFL now that are not so tied and feel that maybe it's not a cure-all to build within and covet those draft selections, but go out and get an established player right here and right now if you have a better record and a need in a category. Now, while that may be true, and we have certainly seen it, I mean, the Rams are making moves, the Eagles were making moves, the Patriots brought in a wide receiver. And basically all areas in which was need category for each. And those are just examples. But Chris Ballard still does covet those picks. I mean, Chris Ballard, I would assume, was not being described or at least on top of mind to Peter King when he was suggesting that. Make no mistake, that is the direction they're still going. Hey, JMV, it doesn't bother me that the Pacers are 0-3. What bothers me is I haven't won a bet yet with them on, well, I can't. You better be doing it with FanDuel. I can't say other things. I got to say FanDuel, Scott, with respect to you. And why you're not going FanDuel and using the promo code JMV is beyond me. Everybody wins there. Hell, no wonder you're losing. Come over here. Come over here where everybody's winning. Utilize responsibly. It's from Chris. JMV, did I miss the Chainsmokers giveaway? I need as many chances as possible. I've got an 11-year-old girl that would be ecstatic. I won them. Something else I missed out on. I should have been like DJing, and I was, but I sucked at it like worse than this. I should have been mixing and coming up on my own stuff years ago. I missed out on the whole DJ trend. I've missed out on the vodka trend. I missed out on the craft beer trend. I missed out on the bottled water trend. I suck. I'm always like 5 steps behind Kevin Lee. It's disgusting. Michael Smith says it didn't end well for Mike Damone. Well, I mean, seriously. It didn't end bad. I mean, he got busted for scalping tickets, and he started working at 7-Eleven. But who's to say it didn't? I don't know if it didn't end bad for him. His toes were still tapping. All right, where am I going here? Sorry about that. Line 2's Josh at 239-1070. Josh, hello. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Great. Go ahead.
I am not part of the 75% just yet. I feel like they need more time to learn how to work off of one another. I want to know what your thoughts on.
Well, and you're absolutely right. They do more. They need more time. This whole team needs more time. You're not going to find out really anything until you get a lot of time with Vic back. So,
well, absolutely. I mean, he's that missing piece right now.
Hopefully, yeah. The thing that worries me the most about this, Josh, and I agree with you, the thing that worries me the most is that there has not been – I mean – you're troubled to find any positive through 3 games. I mean, nothing. You know, other than maybe Brogdon in 2 games, the first 2, but there's been little to nothing that has been, hell, even satisfactory. That's what kind of is troublesome. But you're right. I mean, you can't do anything. You can't do anything, and you see these guys play with Vic. You can't. To me, you can't make any of those decisions unless you feel that. Unless you already felt that way, and you're going down this path. You know, to see what might happen. Trade, I don't know, but you know, you can't make that judgment right now. I agree.
I had one more thing for you, real quick.
Yep.
Does this lack of shooting really make us not bring him back a bogey seem that much worse?
Yeah, I mean, it does. He's a missing piece. There's no doubt about that. But to me, the biggest missing piece so far, just because they have been so horrific defensively. In 2 of the 3 games, and I mean horrific, is Thad. I think Thad, and Thad's dynamic is not 3-point shooting. We know that. But he's a glue. What do they call him? A glue guy, and he's a defensive guy. To me, that is who they miss the most. But would they benefit from having a guy? And Bogey, I think, struggled in his first couple of games in Utah. He's since picked it up. But I think his first couple of games out there, he was struggling too.
All right, JMV, I appreciate it.
You call anytime. Thank you, Josh. Mike wants to talk Bojan Bogdanovic at 239-1070. Mike, go ahead.
The Utah press is gushing over his last game.
Yeah, he's picked it up in the last couple. His first 2, correct me if I'm wrong, were not that great, correct? First 1 or 2?
It was 29 the last game, and in the 20s the previous game. I'm not sure if they played 3 games or 4 games.
Right.
But I don't understand not paying the man. He'd gotten better every year. He was a shooter that was just entering his prime. He wasn't Vic, but he wasn't afraid to shoulder the load. He played defense. You could have still got T.J. Warren. You got him for nothing. I did not understand when there's such a premium on 3-point shooting to get rid of a guy like Bojan. I did not understand that.
And I mean, some are going to agree with you right now. There's no question about that. I still think that Thaddeus is, to me, the biggest omission right now from what we saw a year ago. But, yeah, I mean, you can't argue what Bojan is. So
I don't disagree that you had to break. You weren't going to get any farther with the team than you did. I think they needed to go a new direction, but I think you needed some cohesion in the starting unit. And if you would have kept Bojan and Miles, and Sabonis, those three guys had played together. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, you don't keep Sabonis if Bojan is brought back, and, who knows? I mean, this is the path they want to take. Thank you, Mike, for the call. The path that they want to take. Listen, I thought that JJ brought up Corey Joseph off the bench. Everybody kind of left. That dude didn't hit a shot in the last month and a half of the season. But damn, there are a lot of people missing his bench presence right now. Quick one will come back. Mike, I see you on hold. Zach Kiefer has a great story inside The Athletic regarding the personal side of Chris Ballard. If you haven't read it already, you need to. If you need a little enticement to do so, Zach provides that and some Colts knowledge going into Week 9 on the road at a place and against a team that they've had zero success all but one time since 2008. Zach Kiefer of The Athletic. Other side next.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
Hey, it's Chuck Jones from Bill Estes Chevrolet, and I'm here with TK. So excited about the football season with some hot new deals.
Wait, football season's almost over.
Not that football, TK. I'm talking about the real football. Just like these real deals. Up to $4,000 more for your trade and Silverados from $199 a month.
My football is real, but those deals sound pretty real too.
Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Just ask for the real football deal.
He means the TK deal.
Is your business still settling for slow internet? Well, time is money. Switch to Comcast Business now and get a great deal on fast, reliable internet. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, installation when it works for you, and 24/7 customer support, it's time to take your business beyond. Right now, get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for paperless billing and autopay. Plus, we offer solutions like powerful Wi-Fi that thinks about what customers want, and automatic internet backup that can keep your business running. So what are you waiting for? Get the internet your business really needs. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Monthly service charge increases by $10 without paperless billing and autopay. Offer ends 11/21/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change. Backup limited up to 8 hours.
Hey, John here. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Who is losing their hair? Like when you're over 35, 65+% of us dudes start dropping follicles into the kitchen drain. Why in the kitchen drain? How about the bathroom sink? It is an issue. It is. And if you're okay with it, there's nothing wrong with it. But I want options in my world. And if you want options in your world, talk to Darren Andrews about PRP, platelet-rich plasma that can reinvigorate, reincite, and reestablish your real growing hair again with PAI. Get that private consultation today, 888-724-5129, 888-724-5129, or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Hiring you as our wedding planner was a huge mistake.
Ma'am, I told you there is nothing I can do about your fiancé's dance moves.
No, the wedding venue and catering bundle. You should have warned me it would be like whatever this is.
But you wanted this lovely barn setting. So rustic. So many laced doilies. Look at all the mason jars.
Yeah, I really didn't think the farm animals would be in the barn during the wedding.
Don't worry, they won't be here long. Did you order the beef or the chicken?
Stuck in a bad bundle? Get a great one. Bundle AT&T Fiber and DirecTV and get a $100 reward card. Requires 24-month TV and 12-month internet agreements. Redemption required. Limited availability. May not be in your area. See if you qualify at att.com/bundle. AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. Subject to change. New approved customers. Requires qualifying TV package. Minimum $49.99 a month for 12 months after discounts. Price higher in second year. Internet 25 megs or higher. Minimum $40 a month plus $10 a month equipment fee. Equipment lease early termination. Equipment non-return. Taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. Call or visit att.com for full details.
Hey, it's Forum Credit Union, and Kevin and the gang have a great idea for you. Got any new home builders, home buyers that are out there right now? And they want to make sure at Forum Credit Union you understand absolutely everything. So they're going to give you an education, if you will, right? An education in this home buyer, home builder showcase coming up in the month of November. Everything you need to know, and I mean everything about the process. Let Kevin and the gang explain it to you. Again, find out when they're going to offer this in the month of November and take advantage of it if you're a home builder or a home buyer and you're new to the process with Kevin and the gang at Forum Credit Union. Stop by a branch location or to find out more online, forumcu.com today.
Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com, offering competitive odds on game lines, futures, and prop bets. With 50-plus in-game bets on pro football games. Make bets while the game is being played, like who will score next, how will the current drive finish. You will earn rewards for every bet you place with our innovative loyalty program. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to $250 using one of our 12 deposit methods. More bets, better odds, more action. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Playable only in Indiana.
Hi, my name is Tamara Roberts. My husband and I are proud blood donors because we realize how important it is to give back to families like ours. When our daughter, Mariah, was 3 days old, she was diagnosed with sickle cell disease, a blood disorder that affects predominantly African Americans. This disease can cause terrible pain crises, with time, lead to organ damage, and shorten lifespan. Our daughter has received blood transfusions to help ease her pain, but many other sickle cell patients will need blood transfusions weekly in order to live a normal life. It's because of blood donors like you and me, along with the innovative research being done at Versity Blood Research Institute, that Mariah has been given a chance to living a healthy, normal childhood. I challenge you today to donate blood or host a blood drive to help families like ours. To learn more and to make your appointment, visit Versity.org. That is VERSITI.org.
Thanks for saving my life.
A beacon of hope, a beacon of hope, a beacon of hope.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. We are so excited to officially be launching our 5th annual Climb for the Kids. This year, I'll be taking my team down to Ecuador as we attempt to summit the 20,000-foot supervolcano Cotopaxi. This year, we've chosen 5 incredible organizations to raise money for, and our goal, $100,000. Follow our journey and make a donation today. ClimbForTheKids.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, John for BullseyeEventGroup.com. The Colts VIP tailgate is presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. Got a little time to worry. I shouldn't say worry. You're not going to worry. Got a little time not to worry about jumping on board, but why do you need to worry? Why don't you go ahead and get your passes right now and get prepared for that Dolphins game? That's the next home date with BullseyeEventGroup.com. All you can eat, all you can drink. Celebrity chef Aaron May has all the preparations food-wise. You got DJ Skids, you got DJ Indiana Jones, and let me tell you this, Kyle Kinnett continues to do great work on the Bullseye Event Center. I just saw him yesterday down there, tirelessly working on that building. And if you need for a group, for your company, an event center for a holiday party, there it is. So get your VIP tailgate passes and inquire regarding an event inside the Bullseye Event Center. Do it right now, BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Visit butlersports.com/buy tickets. Stop by the Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4 or call 317-940-DOGS to get your Butler basketball tickets.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Right now, save up to $120 off select sets of tires. Only at your local Big O Tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The Ride with JMV.
Smokey, this is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Chainsmoker tickets we got for you the next 30, so you guys hang tight for that. And that show's coming up next week, I think, right? Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Kevin Lee, do you know when the Chainsmokers concert is? You going to be there?
I do not know.
Okay,
sorry.
I wondered. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like you had all the answers over there. Alas, you did not.
I'm not familiar with the work. Sorry.
What is it, 5 Seconds to Summer, the other band? 20 Minutes to Summer? I don't know. 5 Seconds to Autumn.
See, Kyle doesn't know either.
I like the Chainsmokers, though, and that should be in your wheelhouse. You're
you mean
young.
Kyle's wheelhouse.
Yeah, not
Yes.
you.
Yeah, no,
you and
not
I are in
mine.
the same wheelhouse
I'm not
right
sure
there.
that I have a wheelhouse.
We're in a
at this
much
point.
older wheelhouse demographic, Kev. Hey, quick shout, Big Roscoe and the Hammers, outstanding on Sunday at Touchdown Town. Outstanding. And they're playing, hold on a minute, in Greenwood Saturday night, That Place Bar and Grill. Shout out to JR and That Place. Big Roscoe and the Hammers Saturday night. They are a good group. They're fun.
I have heard of them.
You have?
I haven't seen them, but I've heard of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're good. They are good. So, you want to go to That Place Bar and Grill Saturday and watch?
Probably not.
No,
Where's it at?
Greenwood.
No, that's a long ways away.
Where you live, Avon?
Yeah. I try not to leave the grid.
Do you stay in Hendricks County, except to come downtown here every Tuesday?
Pretty much stay at my house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. It's Kevin Lee's got trackside coming up here at 6 o'clock, right? Does that mean we bail early?
6:15?
6:15, right? All right. So
Yeah.
good. And then World Series Game 6, Nationals and Astros. Did you see those two naked thingies the other night like I did?
So I didn't notice.
You
I was
didn't?
watching the game.
Let me tell you this. I have
I've
the
seen
greatest
the social
detection
media
for
posts.
unleashed thingies of man has ever known. If they're being unleashed somewhere, my radar's got in contact. I don't know why
Did you
it
notice
is.
watching live?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a fist pumping.
Did Joe Buck make a comment?
Disgusting display, like you said about Randy
That is a
Moss. Remember
disgusting
that?
act.
Disgusting display when Randy Moss faked mooning the crowd at Lambeau.
Who now works for that network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, he works for ESPN now, but he did work for Fox.
Kaylee, Kirk Cavan, top of the hour. We're about 15 after 6 with Trackside on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Props to the Athletics, Zach Kiefer, for a great article. I am not much of a reader, but when I do, it is something like that. That's outstanding work, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. This was definitely a story that wasn't really a whole lot about football.
Yeah, it wasn't. And you know what? What was the most compelling part about this story to you, Zach?
It was Kristen Ballard. To be honest, Chris Ballard's name is in the headline. He's the GM. He's the guy everyone knows. But the story is really about the wife. And, for years, this family was sort of, she was the breadwinner. And he was the scout, and he was on the road, and they had 3 kids. And then this world of theirs was completely flipped, and she had a decision to make. Basically, there were 4 girls who were really in a bad situation, and they had to do something about it. And they did. And I mean, I was pretty blown away by her and by her family and the kids especially. I think you'll read in there's a couple scenes where their own kids have basically, this is hard, right? They have 2 kids that come and live with them, and it changes their world, and the way they handled it's pretty impressive. So that's the kind of stuff that, as a father, you can probably empathize with, and to be honest, dude, it blew me away. I mean, this is real life stuff. I mean, this is way more important than sports.
It is too, and you start thinking about decision making, NFL decision making, whether it's personnel or stuff you go through to have a coach bail out in the 11th hour, or have a lame duck coach when you first start to try to be a general manager of this team, and that stuff all looks really small compared to the personal stuff.
Yeah, and I've talked to Chris about that over the last couple of years. I mean, this guy's had some curveballs, right? I mean, he had the Andrew Luck shoulder odyssey, which lasted forever. He had Edwin Jackson, and that was a complete and utter tragedy. I mean, that was really hard on him and people inside the organization. There was, like you mentioned, Josh McDaniels leaving them at the altar. And there was Andrew Luck's out-of-nowhere retirement in late August, 2 weeks before the season started. But he's been through more difficult, more trying situations, and this is at the top of the list. I mean, he gets a call on a Friday from his wife, and she says, there are 4 girls who are coming to our house tonight that need us to take them in immediately. I don't know if it gets more, stunning than that, but that's a bigger shock than it is Josh McDaniels backing out of a job.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just you consider all this and the battles and such, and that that has way more to do with life than certainly anything else, career wise or sports wise, Zach.
Yeah, for sure, and I think and I want to say this as objectively as possible. I think fans here are starting to pick up on this. These 2 guys in front of this team are pretty rare. The 2 guys that Jim Irsay has running his team, Chris Ballard in one regard and Frank Reich in another, I'm not saying this as a Colts fan because I'm not a Colts fan, but these are pretty rare guys. And this is real life stuff, and this is, beyond the winning and the losing and the GM decisions and the coaching decisions and all that. Like, this is like real life stuff. And I think a lot of people are starting to appreciate how rare these guys are. And this town knows about that. I mean, they had Tony Dungy for quite a while as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about that too, and I'm glad you brought that up because when you brought up Frank Reich, I've compared and made that comparison to Frank before. I've made that comparison to Tony before. I think that's highly accurate. I mean, those guys do, or at least Frank reminds me of how Tony ran a team.
Yeah, and Jim Caldwell's in the same vein in terms of just being quality people. And make no mistake, this matters to Jim Irsay. It really does matter. And I don't want to leave out Chuck Pagano as well because he's very, very, very much in the same vein. But, yeah, that matters. And it's rare to find guys who are like that, but also really, really good. And I think Frank Reich, man, 5-2 right now after you lost your quarterback 2 weeks before the season started. Not a lot of people around the league have noticed how good of a job this guy has done. But if you look at this and take a step back, it's pretty ridiculous how good of a job Frank Reich's done this season.
So Zach Kiefer, The Athletic, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. This reminder, too, to check out the article he has, which is fantastic, on Chris Ballard and family. It is worth reading on the site, the Athletic site, and Zach pinned that, and it's a great piece. I do want to move on to stuff I'm sure matters much less in the realm, but matters to the folks that are listening to us right now. Was there anything on the table where the Colts at all trying to chase down anybody, thinking about any additions prior to the trade deadline at 4 o'clock today?
The Colts really like their roster. I think you could probably see why. I think the one name that was floated out there the most was Quincy Wilson, and I just don't buy any situation where a move blows you away enough to where you have to take it. I'm not saying Quincy Wilson's a Pro Bowl cornerback, but he's a good player. He's depth at a position that you're pretty thin at right now. Kenny Moore's been hurt the last month. He's back. But Pierre Desir missed Sunday's game, and we're still trying to figure out why Quincy Wilson was inactive.
Is it ineffectiveness in their mind? Is it he's just not playing as well?
I don't buy that. He's played better of late, and I'm not saying I'm not saying he should start, but I'm saying he's better than Shaq Taylor and Marvell Tell. I mean, right? Who didn't even play any snaps on Sunday. We asked about practice habits, and no, that's not it. We asked about discipline. No, it wasn't him being late to a meeting. So we're trying to get a figure on this, and it's hard to. But we will be in the locker room tomorrow and ask Quincy. But, look, I mean, this is a position where guys get hurt all the time, and you need depth. And I think they know that. I think they know Quincy gives them a lot of depth. And, look, the guy's versatile. I mean, he plays a little safety. He plays nickel. He can play dime. They move him around. I'm not saying he's been brilliant this year, but he's been a winning football player, and he made the play to end the game against the Chiefs. So don't forget that. But, no, this team has got depth, and they're in a spot they haven't been in the last couple of years and where there's not any huge glaring need. You always need pass rush, but it's hard to find those guys. I don't think the Colts were as active as a lot of people maybe thought they would have been this year at the trade deadline.
Yeah, it's Zach Kiefer, The Athletic, talking Colts on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Did Quincy Wilson and being inactive surprise you more than Deion Kane being inactive Sunday?
Kane makes sense if you look at it totally from a objective standpoint. I mean, he hasn't produced, and Paris Campbell came back, and you want to see Paris Campbell get more involved in the offense. I think that'll happen the next couple of weeks. But Kane is just kind of been out there. I'll give him credit for those 2 downfield PIs he drew. Those would have been the biggest plays of the season offensively. And he maybe catches the ball, maybe doesn't. He gets interfered with. That's not his fault. But Kane hasn't produced. He just flat out hasn't produced. So they're going to give Campbell a shot there. Quincy was more surprising for me, for sure.
Is it fair to call or label Quincy Wilson a bust now?
No. Tell me if you agree, but a bust is a guy who doesn't play, right? I mean, a bust is a guy who gets cut in camp. When I think of bust, I think
I would agree.
Yes, TJ Green, man, didn't make it to year 3. I think that's a bust, right?
I think the thing of it is, you bring that up now is because he didn't play last week and he was completely healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's why you would bring that up now.
That's the anomaly. He has played a lot the last couple of weeks. But no, that's totally fair, and it's just strange. It just doesn't add up for whatever information we've been able to dig up. And you look at Rock Ya-Sin, who really struggled on Sunday. I mean, that's everybody in the stadium, everybody at home watching saw 34, and it was as bad a cornerback can play for 60 minutes, which makes the Quincy Wilson decision all the more puzzling. But I still think he can play good football for this team because I've seen it. So we're trying to get the bottom of that. And look, I mean, Pierre Desir's hamstring hasn't gone away in 6 weeks. That could still be an issue. And as physical as Kenny Moore plays, I mean, you just can never have enough cornerback depth. But we'll see down the line, because this is something we've dealt with before with Quincy Wilson. His rookie year, he was a healthy scratch a couple times because he wasn't practicing well enough.
I guess you could also look at it, Zach, this way. I mean, I wouldn't say embarrassment of riches, because that's not the right way to describe it, but it's a path in which Chris Ballard has been wanting the outcome to be, and that is you have this many guys where you're surprised when your team is healthy, and this team's been healthy for the first time in forever since you've been born, I think. This past week, as healthy as it's ever been, and when you have this many guys and you have to put some guys on ice for a game, even though they're healthy, that are notable, maybe in the long run, that's to the benefit of your team because you're doing it right behind the scenes and picking these players.
That's a good point that no one's going to think about, because that's something they haven't had. I mean, you're right. I mean, they literally have more depth than they've had in years. I mean, a couple of years ago, remember, they were signing guys off the street on Tuesday and they were playing on Sunday. I mean, guys were starting that were free agents earlier in the week. That's not happening now. The only foil in that is it's not like Shaq Taylor's absolutely balled out and you've got to get him on the field.
Right.
It's not like it's just. I mean, like Chris will say all the time, like, you guys watch the same games I do. I have not seen Quincy Wilson become a huge liability to the point where he's inactive. That's where I can't get over this in terms of why it's just so puzzling right now.
And the final minute, I'm not going to go all Chris Hagan and get ripped like he did putting up that Luck and Brissett poll from yesterday. We talked about with him a little bit earlier. But
did he? Yeah.
Yeah. How much does Andrew Luck – do you know how much Andrew Luck stays in contact? I know Brissett has told that before, but with this team in general, and have you had contact with him at all?
Oh, I've tried, and I've struck out, which is not a surprise. But,
Sure.
yeah, so he talks to the players more than you think. Like, I kind of thought he would drift away and stay kind of quiet. But, you know, these guys that he stayed really close with, Jack Doyle, Anthony Costanzo, I know Jacoby and him went and grabbed lunch one day. Imagine going to a restaurant in Indy and seeing those two at lunch. I mean, it's more than I thought. And he's not talking football with them. And I think from everything I've heard, this dude's really happy. So good for him. I know they got a baby coming. But, yeah, he's talking to his guys. I mean, even the assistant coaches, even the quarterback's coach, a lot more than maybe I would have assumed. I thought he kind of might disappear. It's not been the case.
Zach Kiefer's got a great piece, The Athletic, regarding the personal life of Chris Ballard and family that you absolutely have to read. Again, go to The Athletic and check that out. And Zach Kiefer's always nice enough to come on the show via the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate you. Great job.
Thanks, John.
That's Zach Kiefer on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. We've got Chainsmoker tickets before the top of the hour. Sit tight. We got those coming up for you and more next.
This week, be sure to listen to JMV as he'll be giving away a pair of Chainsmokers tickets each day leading up to their show, November 7th at Bankers Live Fieldhouse. Listen and call in.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Edwina did. She called Rhino Shield.
So over the years, I've had to touch up the house. I just got to the point where I couldn't spend any more money on the outside of the house. And when I saw Rhino Shield, I thought that was the answer to my problem.
Remember, Rhino Shield's not paint, it's better.
I'd had painters here before, and it was usually quite a disaster with them leaving their equipment here and picking up things in the yard. But Rhino Shield was right on it.
Now you can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right here in central Indiana for 15% off the regular price.
The gentleman said, if you're interested, give me a call. And I said, honestly, can you come tomorrow?
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer's limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Warning. This product contains nicotine.
Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever. 99 cents plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pod sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
Hey, John from PAI Week, growhairindy.com. Darren Andrews, get that private consultation about how you can get your real growing hair again. It can happen. You have options, 888-724-5129 or wegrowhairindy.com today.
If you're looking for a dependable pre-owned commercial work truck, one name says it all. Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Box trucks, cargo vans, flatbeds. If it's a work truck you need, you'll find it at Indy Trucks. Plus, they're inspected, certified, and come with a 3,000-mile, 3-year repair warranty. Easy to get to and easy to work with at Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Indy Trucks, we'll be looking for you.
Sports fans, Bet Indiana News has got you covered. Football, basketball, baseball, and more. Bet Indiana News is the sharpest source for the latest sports betting news from across the country and around the state. And always with an eye on the action, the favorites, the underdogs, the sharp money, and more. It's where you'll find all the sports betting info you want, all at one site. Visit BetIndianaNews.com today.
No problem. Erectile dysfunction? No problem. Premature issues or low testosterone? No problem. We can help. In just one visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, we can treat your erectile dysfunction or premature issues. It's what we do. All day, every day. Stop waiting. Stop being disappointed in your love life. Take action. The doctors at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for male performance issues, and you'll see results in your first visit, or there's no charge. Call 999-9000 to meet with our licensed providers no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes, no problem. High blood pressure, no problem. Prostate cancer or low testosterone are causing your issue? No problem. We can help. Call Indianapolis Men's Clinic now to schedule your consultation at 999-9000. 999-9000. That's 999-9000. Online at indymensclinic.com, and be sure to ask about their amazing priapus therapy, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
Hey, it's John here. Very excited to have John and Chris Love on the show now. Love Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been focusing on customer needs. Not John and Chris since 1920, but Love Heating and Air Conditioning since 1920. The people that you turn to. I mean, looking and striving consistently for 100% customer satisfaction. Always what they're looking for. I love having them on here. I've been using John and Chris forever, and I want you to do so as well. So here's what we have. Since they're on the show now, the JMV special with Love Heating and Air Conditioning, just $64.95 for a furnace clean and check. Making sure you're ready to go for the cold winter months ahead. $64.95 for a clean and check on your furnace right now from Love Heating and Air Conditioning. To find out more about them, and hey, tell them thank you too. And again, glad they're part of the show. Love them. Love Heating and Air Conditioning. That's online, love-hvac.com today.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's Big Joe. Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next one free, no limits, and 0% financing for 36 months. Call 317-659-8191 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Mortgage interest rates are back near those all-time low levels. Find out how much we can save you in 5 minutes at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Hoosiers welcome the Northwestern Wildcats to the Rock. Saturday evening at 6 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
JMV does not suck at all.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Kevin Lee coming up at about 15 past 6 with Trackside. You recognize this group? You guys hear that? I'll shut my mic off so they can hear it in studio here. This is Chainsmokers, Kev.
Okay. No, I don't know that one.
That's actually Chainsmokers and Chris Martin of Coldplay right there.
Did they play at the Speedway or something? So that's where I've heard the name.
Yeah. They're DJ dudes, and they do their DJ thing and then have somebody sing some lines in their DJ thing. And
Will you be singing?
I could if I will. I've been trying to. I've been trying to ask Clayton Anderson to sing on stuff that I DJ before to see if we can make a hit out of it. Because I came up with a song called "I Leave My Barn Door Open" that's never really taken off.
Hasn't taken off. Country songs are fun to write.
I leave my barn door open. Who's Scott out at the Speedway? The guy, the record company executive.
Oh, Scott Borchetta.
Yeah, I actually pitched that to him out at the Speedway, and he and.
So the key is to
no
make
uncertain
sure.
terms. He told me kind of to piss off with it. He didn't like it.
No.
Yeah, he didn't like it. Yeah, I leave my barn door open. That was brilliant. Chainsmoker tickets number 10 at 239-1070 right now. You can go for the November the 7th show at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. JJ, Rab Johns, Hagen. Get off of Hagen today, everybody. Zach Kiefer. Podcast, 1075thefan.com. Rake tomorrow, Kevin Bowen tomorrow. More for you later on this week. And a chance for you to win some tickets with us coming up on Friday. Bud Light Blue Friday, Whiskey Business up off of Pendleton Pike. A great place. You shall love it. Huber, good to see you. Kevin, good to see you guys. Trackside's coming up about 15 past 6, right after the Colts Daily Update, which is next. Kyle, great job out of you today. You guys were pretty damn good yourself. 4-star effort on a Tuesday. I expect the same tomorrow after 3. Be here. Have a great night.
Sports with Dan Dockich.
Malcolm Brogdon, what do you like about Indiana?
Strong basketball culture. When I came out of the draft, I wanted Indiana to draft.
You did?
I wanted them to draft.
Why?
I think Indiana fits me so well, the toughness, the culture, doing things the right way, guys working hard, guys playing both sides of the ball, guys playing together and wanting to win. They do everything as a unit. To be here is like a dream for me. I've always wanted to play here.
Dan Dockich, weekdays, noon till 3 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like B&W Plumbing and Heating? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
With mortgage rates in the 2s, you have choices. Lower your monthly payment, pay off credit cards, buy a new house. Golden Oak Lending has lowered mortgage rates to 2.875.
And that's a fixed rate. This is James Hawkins. If you're struggling with credit card debt, we can help you pay it off at a low rate.
At 2.875, now's the time to fix the house. Finish the basement. You have so many choices.
We're easy to work with, and we'll give you a free mortgage checkup right over the phone, so you can find out exactly how much you can save. Or apply online at GoldenOakLending.com with our fast Zipline mortgage.
Call our Indy office at 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Our experts will walk you through it all, and if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge.
Golden Oak Lending, join my blues.
NMLS 114937, FHA 15-year fixed, APR 3.915, 20% equity with approved credit. Regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Here's a quick rundown of what's going on at Arby's Dollar.